ready? Are we ready for another stream? I think we are. I think we are. Alright, hello guys, welcome to another stream. It is absolutely boiling here at the moment in the UK. So we're not going to do any painting today. We're going to roll some more green stuff cables, as talked about in one of the previous streams. I've still got to do the other side, and I kind of want to make it a bit messier, if that makes sense, just to kind of match this side a little bit more. So I'm going to roll a bunch of green stuff cables, and yeah, and then stick them on eventually. But I just can't bring myself to paint in this heat because I already have like a glaze on me. So I think we're gonna give that a miss and also break it up a little bit. So yeah, you guys can have a look at how I make my green stuff wires. All right, let's see. There's a bit of a chat going on before I got here. Alfarone has been here a while. He's #1 at the moment. King Pignut, hello again. I think Jock was here earlier as well, so hello Jock. Yeah, let's just kind of hang out and get some wires made, and you guys can have a little look at how I do it. Although this is the new method, because before I was just rolling the green stuff wires and sort of leaving them as they were. But I found out that if you put a bit of wire in between your green stuff cables, you can bend them and they maintain their shape. So it makes things a lot better for the project, and it will make gluing them down a lot easier too. So yeah, get started with a bit of green stuff. Alfarone has been here for 2 hours. You camped out early, Alfarone. That is a long time to wait for a stream. I can't say it's that much of an interesting stream, but glad you're here. King Pignut, how long will this stream be? I don't think it's going to be 3 hours, King Pignut. I think we'll do a few hours till I get adequately melty, and then probably call it an evening. But yeah, we're going to hang out for a bit, get some cables done, and just, like I said in the description, make a slow bit of progress. Though if it stays like this, I'm definitely going to bring a fan down here. I think I'm going to have to, because otherwise it's untenable, I tell you. Earlier in the year, I don't know if you guys seen that earlier in the year, the company that makes green stuff has, I don't know if it was gone bust or they've just kind of stopped business. So you can't, they don't make green stuff anymore, apparently. And I bought a few just in case. So I bought like 5 rolls of green stuff, and I think that should keep me going till another company decides that they're going to pick up the slack and start making some. Because it is a very useful tool. I haven't tried using the... What's the other one? You've got like the... Is it the kind of sculpting putty stuff? The grey clayish thing? I haven't tried that yet, so I don't know whether that might do for some of the stuff I need it for. But green stuff, yeah, I get on well with it. It's been very useful in this project. Let's see, Alfarone. I'm assembling my Space Wolves while I watch. Productive use of time, Alfarone. You may as well get some hobbying in. I'm wondering if a few of you out there might be building Armageddon, because I know that Armageddon is out today. I didn't end up getting it. It's really, I like the Space Marines in it, but I haven't gone for it, just because I feel like at the moment I'll be adding to my pile of shame. My never-ending pile of shame. But it does look cool. It's got me thinking now, actually, that the temperature, I might have to let the green stuff cure a little bit when I mix it together. Otherwise it might be a little bit too gooey. I feel like 3 streams worth of painting cables was enough anyway, so we may as well do something different. Again, I can't promise it's going to be the most interesting part of the build, but it pushes us in the right direction. I tell you, I could be doing this from a swimming pool right now. That would be fantastic. It's just too warm, and it's supposed to get warmer here as well. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 30 something degrees, so don't expect to see any stream tomorrow. Don't expect to see any progress of any kind tomorrow. Oh boy, here I go assembling again. Well, best of luck, Alpharone. Hopefully you get a few done. Are you a quick builder or a slow builder? I always find that it takes me a lot longer than I expect. Big surprise to all of you. It takes me a lot longer than I expect to build models. I don't think I'm going to start using them in this video, but I have got my hands on a load more plasticard. So I think what we're going to do at some point is cut some chunks of plasticard and use the little Zynga Industries bolts that I've got too. Though having said that, I need a few more of them because I blitzed through them recently. Just to kind of like cover up some of the machinery and add some more interesting little bits as well. So we do have to do that at some stage too. So yeah, slowly but surely pushing forward. Oh, do you know what? I've just lied to you because I say I'm not going to add anything to my pile of shame, but I was reading Warhammer Community earlier, and I've seen that Caiaphas Cain and Jurgen are out next week, or they're up for pre-order next week, and I will be buying them. I would like to get the book as well, but I feel like you have to jump on so quickly to get any of the books when they come up for pre-order. It's a scalper's paradise, it is, at the moment, trying to get hold of like limited edition books, because they're gone within a few minutes. Just losing my chat. Alpharone, I build slow because I spend ages just trying to find the correct piece on the sprue. Yeah, that checks out. Especially with some of the newer kits, I find that's also a bit of a problem. Lots of little gribbly bits. I'm trying to think of what I struggled with recently with that, because the most recent thing I built was the Custodes, one of which I managed to break on the last stream. They weren't too bad to build, but I'm pretty sure there was something fairly recently before that I built, and it had lots of fiddly bits in it. King Pignut. Whenever I build, it always feels quick, but then when I look at the clock, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, that's a problem as well. It is. Time kind of flies, I think. When you're doing things you don't enjoy, obviously it's slow, but when you sit down to do some hobby, it tends to go by quite quickly. A big issue that I have is kind of trying to organize my time. So sometimes when I do have a few hours to sit down for hobby, I can kind of struggle to think of what I'm going to do next, you know? So to keep things productive, I have to make a plan beforehand. So before today's stream, I was like, I'm going to make some cables. And then at least I know what I'm doing. At least I know how I'm spending my time. Alright, just about finished mixing this stuff. I'm just going to do it in small batches, I think. And what we will be left with, again, I don't know whether it's going to come up on camera too well, but I tend to make quite a few of these. Look at that. There we go. It's just a little green stuff cable, and I'll make a big batch of these, and then, as I said, I'll probably paint them beforehand, before I stick them down, and then, yeah, attach them to the other side of the build so we can start making some progress over there as well. Let's do it. And, obviously, probably my best investment, I think, for this project is a green stuff roller. Really handy. Yeah, probably could not achieve what I have achieved so far without it. So if you want cables for your minis, I recommend you invest in a green stuff roller. Fantastic piece of kit. Alright, so I'm going to see whether I can start rolling straight away, but I might need to let this green stuff firm up a bit first. So we'll see how it goes. Sticking wire in them was a game changer. The ones that I just showed you don't actually have any wire in them, well, as far as I remember. Yeah, so they kind of move back into place. And obviously when you want to adjust them and you want to position them on your build, it's way easier to have the wire in them to keep them in place. Wouldn't say it's a fun job, but it's still kind of like cathartic in a way. And you can use the back of the green stuff roller to get a flat cable, which is good too. But what I tend to do is roll it out, flatten it, and then stick the cable in it. Not stick the cable in it, sorry, stick the wire in it. And then yeah, let it dry for like, I don't know, 12 hours or something like that. When I first started using this stuff, I used to make the rookie mistake of I'd just trying to fix it wherever while it was still uncured. And that was mostly disastrous when that happened. And then I realized like, oh, I let them dry and then work with them. Much better result. But I've definitely said before that, like, getting back into this hobby, I've learned a lot, you know. I've learned how to use different materials, learned how to use green stuff better, you know, learned how to use paints more effectively, learned how to use my airbrush. Well, I say that, I still make mistakes with the airbrush, but, you know, it all comes to you over time, doesn't it? You learn, little bit by little bit. Okay, so I'm going to try now, put this wire in. Also, as I alluded to in the last stream, not every part of building this is glamorous and fun. You know, there's been a lot of tedium while building this. And sometimes this process constitutes that. I haven't positioned my camera in the best way for you guys to actually see what I'm doing because I'm off screen, but just believe me that I'm here rolling green stuff cables. Even if you need proof every 20 minutes. So I also learnt a little bit about the live stream, what was it, on Friday? So using an interesting thumbnail is definitely a better way of getting it out there. What I had been doing was I used a few stills that I liked from the Armageddon trailer, specifically the ones of the Emperor, you know, a few shots of him. But people tend to scroll past that. So putting a picture of the project in the thumbnail seems to be a way of luring people onto the live stream. I'm sure there is much more entertaining live streams, but if you're interested in finding a bit out about the process behind this build, then maybe you are in the right place. Oh, Farone, it just took me 5 minutes to find a piece. Have you have you not got your manual? Is it 5 minutes to find the one piece? That's going to take you a long time to finish that kit, all Farone. You might have to get a move on. What are you specifically building? What unit of Spaceballs? They sound very fiddly. Alright, cool. So this is nearly... I will show you an example of a completed cable. But what I'm doing at the moment is just burying the wire in it, and then we'll use the green stuff roller to add a bit of texture to it. The textured ones are definitely my favourite, because when you paint them up, they look... I feel like they look better than the smooth ones. Have a bit more character. Right. Let's see. The only thing you have to do with the green stuff roller is make sure you've got the same sized ridges on, don't know what you call these, just on the pieces. On the pieces. God, I don't know if any of you are based here in the UK as well, but man, I am struggling today. I had a shower to cool down before the stream, but I can still feel myself sweating again. There's only a few perfect times of the year to do hobbying, and it's like, I don't know, January, February, March to May, and then maybe September. And then the rest is just too hot, too cold. Agony. Oh. I thought ahead this time though. I got a proper cup to keep my drink cold, because every time I go for it in the streams previously, it's warm. I'm trying to plan ahead. Off-road, it's a combat patrol, so there is a lot of duplicate minis with the same numbers on the sprues, and there's 10 sprue pieces. It takes a minute. Also Brit too. Okay, so, well, it's good to know I'm not the only one suffering, but yeah, that sounds like a bit of a ball ache. See, you could probably hear the cogs turning in my brain then. Never built a combat patrol. Not yet. Don't think there's been one that's kind of piqued my interest at the moment. I do have a feeling that this stream is not going to be as wild as Friday night. I just have a feeling. Friday night was crazy. It was double-digit viewers for a stream is pretty good. So I was really surprised by Friday night. Not that it particularly matters at the end of the day how many people are watching, because I know the regulars turn up. Alright, so there's the cable once we've got some grooves and stuff added to it. And what I'll do now is I'll just let that dry. I'll put that to one side, let it dry let it dry overnight, and then, not tomorrow, but someday soon, attach it to the other side. And I will put them on my palette there. I think if I can get like 20 or so done, I'll be happy. Just then we can get to work when it's not too warm. Off-road, it also doesn't help that I don't have great eyesight, so I probably looked at the exact same piece I needed and not realised. I think regardless of eyesight, off-road, that probably happens to all of us. You know, a lot of the time it can be whatever you're looking for, it can be right in front of you and you'll just miss it. I definitely do that when I'm assembling stuff. Or I'll have to like triple check I've cut off the right piece. Let's do some more. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that I'd be surprised if there's many people in doing hobbying this evening, because it is so nice here that I think a lot of people are just going to stay outside. It's not the ideal evening to sit in and do modelling. Maybe I made a bad decision streaming. Maybe I should have just stayed outside. Let's see. King Pignat. I hate poorly labelled sprue, like in the Hellforged Warband box from the last Battlefront sets. Never had to deal with that. Battle Force sets, Battlefront set. The Hellforged. What warband was that? Was that Chaos Space Marines? Allfront, I've cut off the wrong piece before too. Well, what you got to watch out for is the time you cut off the piece from the sprue and it just pings off in some direction and then you spend the next 2 hours trying to find it. That happens pretty often. With the piece that broke off my custody the other day, hit the floor. After the stream, I spent about 20 minutes looking for that. Just couldn't find it. And I still haven't fixed it yet either, so... I couldn't believe that. That really got me, that did. Trying to show you on camera, dropping it in front of the camera, it's smashing on the floor, and then on my way back to sitting down, knocking off the wet pallet with my fat ass. That was fantastic. Hello, how's things going? Tiny Lord, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? We are making green stuff cables today. So definitely not the most interesting thing, but it's all helping towards pushing the project in the right direction. And it's, yeah, because it's so warm, it's kind of a chilled thing to do, not too much effort, not too much focus, so that's what we're going for. Allfront, it buggers me off to Narnia. Yeah, it's rubbish. It's not so bad in the studio because I've got not hardwood floor, I've got like a laminate floor, so you can mostly see the pieces that you drop. But if you've got a carpet or a shaggy carpet like I had in the room I was streaming in before, yeah, the pieces are gone. They're gone till you hoover up and you hear the hoover suck it up. So yeah, pain in the ass. Right, so let's get some more. You wouldn't believe that this whole wire thing I only learned about probably, was it the beginning of this year or the end of last year? An account on Instagram, Grimdark40k, has a cool little tutorial of how you can add the wire into your green stuff cables. And it's just such a, you know, it's a so much better way of making cables. Tiny Lord, going pretty good, thanks. Still love that Emperor portrait I got off eBay. Ah! Tiny Lord, are you... I don't know what your name... I don't know what your name is on Instagram, but did you buy the shrine from me? Is that what you are alluding to? My little side project. I thought that came out quite well. I'd probably do something like that again, to be fair. Well, I do plan on doing something like that to put somewhere in the project. So yeah. If that was you, thank you very much. Sometimes I do that. I will kind of, I don't want to say experiment, but I'll sort of try an idea and then have an idea of what I want to do as a final version for the project, and put it on eBay. And it also helps me raise some more funds for the project, really, because as I've said before, like everything to do with like the monetization aspect of YouTube, Patreon, all the money goes straight back into this. So yeah. And I was very happy with how that turned out. I think the only thing I would do differently now is probably use an existing piece of art for a shrine. So part of me would like to, I don't know, maybe use a well, I don't know whether I would have to ask permission actually to use an existing piece of art, but like use a depiction of the Emperor, a proper one, in the next shrine. Tiny Lord, yes, C. Campbell, that's it, C. Campbell. It definitely came out well, got it up on the shelf. Are we getting murals like that on the project? Well, Tiny Lord, it's a bit of a complicated one, actually. And I don't want to sort of like... I'm trying to think of how to word this, because that was, when I done that shrine, was kind of the early days of, like, people were looking at AI and experimenting with AI. And obviously the image that I used in that was not one that I'd come up with. And I think since then, my opinions obviously have changed. We kind of covered this in a previous stream as well. My opinions on AI and generating stuff have changed. So I wouldn't want to use a generated image again. I'd like to use an existing image. Now that doesn't mean that the piece itself, I'm not happy with it and I don't think it was a cool idea. I do, and I'm happy with the execution. I just wouldn't want to use a generated image again. So, yeah. I hope that kind of answers your question. It's such a complex topic at the moment, and I am against using AI in creative stuff, but I can't lie and be like, oh yeah, you know, I've never used it, because I have, but you know, as things have moved forward, as I said, like my opinion on it has changed, and it's not great. I think if anything, it's kind of detracting from like the hobby space and also just the creative space in general. So I want to move away from it. I want to steer away from it, and even if it involves me drawing a depiction of the Emperor myself and putting in that little bit more effort, I think that's what I'm going to do. But there might be a few more experiments before we get to a final shrine either way. Because I have to... I feel like I want to make a slightly bigger one than the one you got. Let's see, the Mycalothrop. So the title of this live stream suggests that this will be fantastic. I don't know about that, Mycalothrop. I hope it's going to be entertaining enough. What I'm doing is certainly not the most entertaining thing, and I don't have a fan either. I was complaining about that I think I need one. I think if I'm going to stream at any point again in the next week, I'm going to need a fan. I just need to position it so that it's not making loads of noise. Tiny Lord, yeah, totally. Avoiding abominable intelligence is always a pro, but as testing a piece, I understood the utility. That's fantastic, Tiny Lord. I really appreciate that, because that's kind of what it was, is testing the waters. And, you know, there's also, when I was doing that, there is that kind of bit of, I guess I'm going to say naivety, because it was when we were first getting a look at image generation and stuff. And obviously, well, it must be nearly a year, I think, since you bought that piece, if not more. My perception of time is rubbish. But yeah, obviously things have got more complex, and we've learnt about the drains on resources and all that stuff. Obviously I won't dive into the minutiae of that, but yeah, it's not great for the planet, it's not great for creativity, so we will steer away from it. What about those online photo filters? What, for images, Mycalothrop? Because that's a good idea. You know, I'm going to experiment with maybe producing my own image of the Emperor, or using one that has already been created by an artist, and just obviously crediting them. But we'll see. We'll see. For the time being, I kind of have my work cut out for me. You know, lots of painting still left to do, and lots of cables to do. Even though I thought we'd got to the end of making cables, but since I started painting the ones on this side, I feel like the far side of the build needs to match. Not obviously not match 100%, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit messy. I kind of went in the absolute opposite direction and started uniforming everything and making it look a bit more tidy. I know at least one person who left a positive comment who was like, oh, I like the sort of juxtaposition of how one side is really messy and the other side is maybe better maintained. But yeah, that being the case, I still think I want to make it a little bit more untidy and a little bit more like things are falling apart, you know? Michael Throp, yeah, the take your own pictures and then make them look like an oil painting or watercolor. Yeah, there's sort of the traditional, but you know, the methods of editing that were available before AI. Absolutely, I'll have a look at that. As I said, there'll be a lot of experimenting yet, I think. So yeah. Baba, Tiny Lord. Yeah, must be something like that now. Kind of puts into perspective how behind I am on my mini painting. What do you mean by that, Tiny Lord? What do you mean by that? King Pignut. Have you seen Eric's Hobby Workshop 7-foot Imperator build? I have, King Pignut. Eric's Hobby Workshop is one of the channels that I really enjoy watching. You know, his work inspires me with this build, and yeah, I love it. I don't know if he's got a new video. I think he usually posts stuff on a Sunday, but if that is the case, I will be watching it after the stream. When I'm chilling in bed, I'll be watching some Eric's Hobby Workshop. I do need a drink. Apologies if you hear all the slurping and gurgling noises. I'm sat quite close to the microphone, so you might hear all the slurping. It's funny actually, going back to Eric's Hobby Workshop, on one of his videos, I thought it was very helpful because he talked about how since he started the Imperator project, when he was making videos, he always felt obliged to work on that project because, you know, he said that people really enjoy it and they kind of want to see the end of it. And I think to some degree he wants to finish it as well. And lots of the comments that he had on that video were people encouraging him to still work on the other stuff, you know, because you've got to keep that creativity flowing. And sometimes that involves not just working on one project. So yeah, that kind of inspired me a little bit because I feel that sometimes when I do get a little bit tired of working on this and I want to do something else, I feel a little bit guilty. But I guess that shouldn't be the case. You should be able to kind of refresh yourself and work on something else. So for any of you who were tuned into the last stream, I've got that kind of little Ash Wastes Necromunda scenery thing that I'm working on. So from time to time, if I'm not feeling like working on this, I'll just work on the Necromunda project. Alfarone, insert Minecraft drinking sounds. You might not need to because you can probably hear me drinking the Coke from there. Tiny Lord, well, I haven't been priming my minis since I got into a roadblock when I couldn't decide which poses to give certain marines or how to distribute my tilt shields, things like that. Yeah, sometimes you just have to kind of make the leap, don't you? Because I think it does get to a stage where not everything is going to be perfect all of the time, so sometimes you just have to forge forward and make a start and make progress, or you won't. You know, at least that I might be projecting that entirely, but that I find that that's the case with me sometimes. Just need to kind of do instead of think too much. Okay, let's roll another one of these. I've been yapping again. I've only rolled one cable so far. We've got to get a few before the stream is done. If you are enjoying the stream, it does help leaving a like on it. I think it helps push it out there a little bit more. I know we are a very niche niche interest, so there's probably a finite amount of people that would be interested in watching this, but it all helps either way. It does. And I appreciate it as well. Yes, true. Well, I think it is to some degree, Tiny Lord. I know that sometimes, if you say you're working on like a centerpiece model, it warrants that extra thought. So I think sometimes it's okay to kind of and ah about it. But maybe if you're just making your standard Marines, not everything needs to be perfect. But I feel like that's just something I take on board now, because I am a bit of a perfectionist. And I do realise that not everything can be perfect all of the time. Like, you can still have things that look good and that you are happy with that aren't perfect. Alpharone, I have made more progress in the last half an hour than I have in the last 2 months. Well, that's fantastic. You know, if you're making progress, that is the most important thing. And you're getting the enjoyment out of it as well, which is good. Because making progress is like you're enjoying the hobby. You're getting into it. Liked. Thank you very much, Alpharone. I appreciate it. King Pignut, double-digit viewers. It's fantastic. Double-digit viewers is good because it helps YouTube know that the stream is somewhat interesting to some people, and it kind of like fishes it out there. For some reason, it went absolutely wild on Friday. Like, well, for my standards for streaming, it went crazy. And it was like an average of 22 viewers at any given time, which compared to like the numbers I had been doing was really good. And there was like a peak of 33. And I know if you compare what I'm doing to some like really popular streamer, it's like almost nothing. But it was really good for the channel, and I got like 20 subscribers out of it. So yeah, it all helps, and it is all really appreciated. I've also just lost my chat. The Mycalothrop. What do you think about the cable making method of using an electric drill to wrap one piece of wire around another, then be able to cut off individual lengths of it? Haven't actually looked at that, Mycalothrop. I've kind of got into this way of working with just green stuff because I'm familiar with it now, and I feel like I can achieve what I want to achieve with it. For some of the other cables, I do use pieces of like copper wire and kind of like jeweler's wire. So I'll use that for the underlayer, and then I'll just use kind of green stuff wire for the top. There probably is lots of other very effective ways of doing cables, but I'm quite familiar with this method now, so I've kind of stuck to it. Or maybe detemper some guitar wire. Guitar wire was suggested to me before, but again, it's just something that I haven't really invested in. I'm just used to using this method now. And we're not technically going to need that much more. You know, there's going to be a few more cables on the right-hand side to mix things up a little bit. And then probably, you know, we have to do a few more here. Like, you guys probably do not see much of this side of the project that often, because I suppose I have no reason to show it, but it still needs a fair bit of work. You know, we need more cables, we also need some more gribbly bits, and it'll need another coat of gold. Tiny Lord, it's pretty amazing seeing you next to the throne. Really puts into scale how large and full project is. Especially now we've got our little emperor. It is pretty big. It is pretty damn big. But and as cool as that is, it has also resulted in me sort of spending lots of hobby time on this. You know, I've kind of joked before actually that like the day I get to sit and just make a Space Marine, I'll feel chilled and relaxed. So. Yeah, it has eaten up a lot of hobby time. I dread to think the hours that have gone into it so far. Sort of crazy to think this whole board is basically for him. Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, it did start out as just being this middle part. There wasn't really an intention to start doing the walls. But I don't know, at one point I was just like, oh, I think it'll be a good idea and it'll help give some, give like an idea of scale, which it does, but you know, you gotta finish it. So yeah, maybe that was a case of biting off more than I can chew, but hey, we've done it now. We've invested the time into it, we need to finish it. And it's funny, really, because I was also talking last stream about doing that secret room. You know, the idea of doing the room behind the Emperor. But, yeah, maybe I should stop saying I'm going to do things, basically. Eat what I've got on my plate before I put more on. Okay, let's try and get a second wire done. Because I'm not achieving my goal so far. I'm worried that maybe it'll devolve into the point where I'm just yapping instead of actually doing any work. It was genuinely surprising I managed to get any cables painted after the way the chat was going on Friday. There was a lot of questions and a lot of curious people. Which again was still great. Still awesome to show new people the project. So I almost thought that we'd reached a saturation with that, you know, because Instagram's on 52,000 followers, which is a lot of people. So there's me thinking, like, surely most people have seen this in passing now, this project. I know it's not everyone's taste, which is fine, but I'm thinking there's not going to be people who haven't at least, like, seen, well, there's one of the videos I think's got, how many is over 1 million views. So I'm like, oh, okay, people probably have all seen this in passing. And then we had a few people join on Friday who were brand new to the project. So that was cool. It's kind of cool when people see it for the first time and I get some, like, feedback. Because I'm always good with feedback as well. I'm not too precious, you know. Like some people don't like feedback, which is fair enough. I don't feel like you should ever critique someone's work unless they ask you to. I feel like that's a faux pas. Never suggest anything unless someone's asked for your opinion when it comes to painting and modeling and stuff. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about it. I'm not. I'm quite happy for people to make suggestions or ideas, methods. So everyone, you are welcome to share. If you ever have an idea, you ever have a method you think I could use, just chuck it in the comments. King Pignut, can you show us the Avarax thingy so far? That's the name of the planet, isn't it? Avarax. I can, King Pignut. There is not much more that has been done to it, because it was kind of one of those projects that I had a big idea for it, and I've still got all the pieces for it, so I could go back to it. But I think maybe I started feeling like I wasn't doing enough work on this again. So I will show you shortly. If you let me roll this cable, I will go and get the tile for you, and I will give you a look. John James Sadler, do you think you'll add lighting at some point? Well, John James, I will. We have talked about this in some of our previous streams, that the idea is to have, now the regulars are going to have heard this multiple times, but the idea is to have some LEDs around the project. So we're going to have some following these channels, because eventually they're going to be covered up with some walkways from the Necromunda gang stronghold, because they've got these really cool walkways which are kind of grated, I guess. So we'll have LEDs underneath there. We'll drill through first, then stick the LEDs in, and then we will use the walkways from the gang stronghold So hopefully when that lights up, it'll give a really interesting effect. In terms of elsewhere on the board, the other aim is to put some behind the windows. So those wall sections from the Cities of Death. Eventually I want to get some clear, it's not cellophane stuff, but what's it called? Basically you can print on it. They used to use it with projectors. So we'll use some of that, print on it, and then hopefully have a nice like light up effect that shows off the stained glass, basically. So yes, essentially the short answer is there is going to be quite a few LEDs, yes. Just have to think of some other places they're going to go as well. Alfarone, I agree that criticism unprompted is rude. It is. It definitely is. You shouldn't do it unless whoever you're talking to, playing against, asks you to. It's just like one of the hobby things, you know. It's good to be polite and respectful, because obviously we are all different. Some people don't want feedback. You know, for some people they're a little bit more reserved when it comes to showing off what they've achieved, you know, and some people aren't that confident. So yeah, it's always just the good thing to do. John James, that's so cool, thank you. Thank you, John James. Hopefully it will look just as cool when I've put them on. I have mentioned before that I don't have any experience with LEDs, so I'm going to have to get some help and maybe watch some tutorials and get my head around it, basically. Because we've come this far, we've put this effort in, I want everything to look as good as it can possibly be, you know? I'm under no illusion that this is not going to be, like... This is not going to be on par with the dioramas that you will see in Warhammer World. You know, the diorama team do fantastic work. This is just something I kind of, you know, I want to do it to the best of my ability and for it to look somewhat good. Because it's also, you know, bearing in mind, this is also just my idea of the Golden Throne as well, you know. Lots of you out there might have other ideas of what you think it looks like. Again, I will add the caveat that it is based on Neil Roberts' artwork. He is the main artist that I sort of conceived this version from. But yeah, so it's just kind of like from my head canon-esque. Yeah, not the official Emperor of Mankind, we could say. I have said I am going to add a little bit more to my Emperor, though. After seeing the Armageddon trailer, I think we're going to give him a few more like cables going into his head. I think we're going to make him look a bit more disheveled. And if I can find a decent way of doing it, I might give him the proper bionic eye, because I didn't actually do that. I ended up manipulating an Abaddon head, so I kind of cut off his nose and made him look a bit more dead. But I'm kind of thinking now that maybe I want to give him the proper bionic eye. But again, we'll have a good think, because I have started painting him now, so I need to find a good way of doing it and not messing everything up. Okay, nearly there with the second one. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to actually get the wire to sit right in the green stuff. So that's why I have to give it a fair bit of a roller in. Tiny Lord, is the base floor going to be relatively flat, or is that getting populated with terrain? I see the tower back there. I'm trying to think of how I should answer that, or how I can answer that. Yeah, so it's not going to be entirely flat. I don't know how long you've been with us, Tiny Lord. I know you've been on Instagram for a while. But if you look back at some of the earlier images I put up of the diorama, I used quite a few balustrades and little poles and... what else did I use? There's some other little bits like hatches and stuff, so it will look like there's more going on. It won't just be a vast empty space. There will be furniture, if you will. And then obviously we'll have the tons of models that are going to populate it as well. So yeah, there will be more going on. The reason that I've cleared it off and it has been empty for quite a while is I am going through the process of edge highlighting, or select edge highlighting pieces of the throne room floor just to make it pop a little bit more, because I've been finding that when I look at it I still think it's a little bit flat, because again this all goes back to you know, like airbrushing and kind of learning stuff and you know, picking up these skills. So when I did airbrush these tiles, I was kind of just on my journey using an airbrush and just starting out, figuring out how to use it and finding my feet sort of thing. And since then I've realised that it is possibly a little bit flat in the colour department, and some of that metallic sheen has been taken away by some of the shades that I've put on top of it. So bringing back this gold for this sort of select edge highlighting has made it pop out a little bit more. You won't be able to see that really from the way the camera is positioned, because it's not overlooking the corner that I've recently highlighted, but eventually you will see it because I'll get all the tiles done basically. Tiny Lord, oh, cables and a bionic eye would be incredible. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do, Tiny Lord, but I'm just going to figure out how I'm going to do it. The cables shouldn't be too hard because I can just use smaller wires instead of green stuff for the cables that go into his head, and I can use, what's it called? Is it a pin vise? I always forget the name of the tool to drill little holes in, but we'll drill some holes in his head and put some more cables in. Alfarone, damn it, a piece just went into the carpet. It's gone, Alfarone. You're going to have to find something else to substitute it with. Best of luck finding it. That's always a pain in the ass when that happens. One of the advantages to not having any carpet in the studio. Now when I do the monthly is definitely a lie. When I do the sort of, the clean of the studio floor every, well, let's say 4 months, I always find bits that I didn't realise had worked their way onto the floor. So a lot of them get scooped up and put back in the bits box. And I can never remember how they got there. But then again, I work in quite a chaotic manner. A lot of it cannot be seen on camera. All you're seeing is this perfectly curated scene I've put here. But a lot of it is madness. It's not very tidy. And yeah, not some people's ideal workspace. Although I don't buy it, I definitely do not buy it when people put up their painting station on social media and it's immaculate. I'm like, it can't be staying like that for too long, surely. Surely not. Though I do respect people who can keep their shit together and keep organised, because I cannot do that. My organisation skills are terrible. Is Thirsty Work streaming? Might have to go get more Coca-Cola. Sounds like a paid advert. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so I don't really know what's going on with the green stuff thing still. I don't know whether anyone has decided to pick up the mantle and start making it yet. Because I got 5 packets of it. I bought 5 big rolls of it because I was worried that it's just going to disappear eventually. Alfarone, found it! You're lucky. It's your lucky day, Alfarone. Tiny... Woo, huzzah! They're rooting for you in the comments, Alfarone. Everyone is rooting for you. John James Sadler, do you have any advice on keeping motivated when painting scenery? Well, John James, that is a good question. I cannot lie to you and tell you that it is normal to lose a bit of motivation from time to time. It definitely happens with me. I find sometimes that trying new methods can spice things up a little bit. So something that brought me back into painting scenery and kind of reinvigorating my love for it was pigment powders. So if I refer back to my Necromunda Ash Wastes piece that I'm doing, I've used a lot of pigment powder with it. And because it's kind of a new method for me, it's spiced things up and reinvigorated me. So that always helps. And the second piece of advice, I guess, works for some people but not others. I tend to find that looking at other people's work and what they've done helps me and gives me ideas and makes me want to paint. I know that's not always the case because some people look at other work and if it's like amazing, they're like, it kind of puts them off a bit. But again, you know, don't let what other people are doing detract from your enjoyment. You know, you want to try and take some inspiration from things that are, well, maybe in your own head considered better, done better than you can do, if that makes sense. So yeah, just take inspiration from other works. You know, you can always have a good look at terrain tags on Instagram and, well, that's the main one I use. And I'm sure YouTube has lots of good videos. You know, we talked about Eric's Hobby Workshop earlier. His videos are fantastic. They inspire me, so maybe they will inspire you as well. Apologies if that was all a mouthful, but hopefully that helps. Sometimes I don't, well, sometimes, most of the time, I don't feel like I'm qualified to give advice. I feel like, for the most part of this hobby, I'm still learning. You know, I don't feel like I am at a stage where I know enough. Oh, Alpharun's retracted something. Naughty, naughty. I genuinely almost cried when I lost that piece, but you haven't lost it, Alpharun. You found it, haven't you? It's back on the desk. It's back where it's supposed to be. You just got to try and keep your fingers on the little piece as you're pinching it off. Pinching it off. It's word salad. Pinching it off. Misspelt. I see. How are we finding the stream this evening? Is it lagging? Is everything as it should be? We had a technical issue a few streams ago where I was lagging behind what I was saying. So I did tinker around with it, and I'm hoping now that everything works out a little bit better. I'm hoping to improve the quality of these streams as we progress with them. Oh god, I've been rolling these for so long now, the green stuff has actually started to cure a little bit, which is actually helpful. There's a slight lag. Slight lag. I might have to... Sorry, I've jabbed myself. Yeah, I might have to have another little look at those logistics. I think I can see a slight little bit of lag on my screen. But as long as... I think as long as the audio's coming through alright, we should be okay. I just don't want a patchy audio. Because what I'm doing here anyway isn't the most interesting part of the build anyway, so you're not really missing much. Oh my god, the laptop's gonna die. One sec, guys. How is it that I didn't plug it in? Crazy. How unprofessional is that? Oh, I may as well get that Averax forward. You might hear a bit of rustling in the background here. Okay. Bye-bye! Here we go. Here is that Averax board, aforementioned. Don't know how well that's coming up on the camera there. But yeah, this is kind of the beginnings of a project that I do need to go back to. I can't remember which one of you that was it that wanted to see that. Right, let's try that again. Managed to get most of the other things right. There's always something that goes wrong on these streams. There's always at least one thing that goes wrong. If I'm not dropping something, or we're not lagging, or the audio's out. Let's see. No, I don't know whether it is all for own. It could be me, to be fair. Looking at my screen in front of me, it looks a little bit laggy. So yeah, it might be me. But again, as I said, as long as the audio is coming through all right, and we are all still enjoying ourselves, I don't think it's the end of the world. McEllathrop, I don't know much. It's lagging, but the frame rate is making you look like a stop motion character. Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what it is. Again, it's still all a bit new for me. I did adjust the settings the other day. I don't know whether it's because I set up the stream to. I don't know. Bum. Let's see though. King Pignut. Whoa, that does actually look so cool. Well, thank you, King Pignut. I do want to go back to it at some point. So yeah, you might see it in the future. Angus Crafting. Just happened to me too. I'm kit bashing a kin bike with a character, dropped it, and one little ironkin arm who's controlling the gun is missing. It is a pain in the ass as well when it's the single piece, you know, when it's the one that cannot be replaced. It's alright if you've got a Space Marine shoulder pad that's gone missing and you can just replace it with another one. But yeah, bits that can't be replaced disappearing is a pain in the ass. And you usually find it when you've lost the motivation or you've stopped hobbying. Heroes Chris, welcome back. Heroes Chris, for all of you, was in quite a few of my streams last year, and he's still our moderator for the streams. So welcome back, Chris. Haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for joining the stream. He will learn. Give him time. Zinch at work. Exactly. Yeah, Yeah, it feels like it's got a little bit more choppy. It has. I don't know whether I can have a little play around with the settings. I just don't want to mess the stream up. I wonder. Let's have a little look. Forgive me a second, guys. Let me just see if there's something I can do. Stream delay. Automatically reconnect. There was something I managed to work out last time, which is a pain in the ass, because, was it ignore the recommendations? I cannot remember now, guys. I might have to sort it out again for next time. Oh my god, we have a few more here. Audio is crystal. That's good, because I think for the most part you guys aren't too bothered about watching me roll green stuff cables. So as long as the audio's alright. Big Brain, how's the gate going? It's still behind me, Big Brain, and it's still unpainted. You weren't here at the beginning of the stream, Big Brain. You haven't caused any chaos. I haven't managed to drop anything on the floor. Rover Mars Rover, fans for the Fan God Act. Oh, we need them, Rover. We honestly need them. I was saying earlier that I think if I do another stream this week, I'm bringing a fan down. Because I am melting. Angus Crafting, it's really, really small. What is really, really small? What are you referring to, Angus? Off our own. Whoa, just lagged like crazy. Yeah, it's lagging a little bit more. I'm not sure what it's about. Chris here's Painting Corner was fighting Nagal or Cancer, but I am winning. The Emperor protects. Well, good on you, Chris. It's good to have you back with us. It is. I'm sorry to hear you're having a bit of a shitty time. But I'm glad you're back with us and winning. Dirty VODs, your project is amazing. Thank you very much. We are just rolling some cable. Well, I say that. I've been just yapping for the past hour straight. We are trying to get some more cables rolled for it to work on the other side. Because I want it to look a bit more untidy, like this one. Because since I've started painting the cables on the left-hand side, I like the way that it's looking. And I think the other side should look the same. But I'm glad you're enjoying the project. Thank you very much for your comment. My Calothrop, now the stream is fine. Just wear a Jack Skellington mask. Should I dress up each stream? Dress up as something different? I got to walk the dog. Well, we'll probably be here when you're back, Big Brain, depending on how long it takes you to walk the dog. All for own. Crush your enemies, Chris. Yes, I second that. Crush your enemies. Crush Nurgle. Chris, yes, I see my project. Good on you. Thank you, Chris. It's been, well, I can't say there's been a huge amount of progress, because I feel like we kind of chip away at it. One of the things that is worth considering is that you know, when I started building this project, the process, the progress that we made was in sort of big leaps. Whereas now it's come to painting the project, and adding a few models, the progress is slowed. It looks like it's slowed down a little bit. For example, when I first started painting these cables, I remember painting the first, because I've done it on screen, painted the first few, and it felt like nothing. And it's only now that there's quite a few done that it kind of makes the impact. So I feel like that's how to see things moving forward, is you might not see a huge improvement until you do, if that makes sense. All for own, the Emperor demands it. Major lag now, both visually and audio. Oh no. Is that all of you guys? Are we all struggling a little bit with the lag and the audio? I might see if it's annoying I can't remember how I figured it out last time. So bear with me, guys. I'm going to consult the interwebs. So I did find a fix for it last time. Let's see. What was it? Bitrate settings, output. Let's see if I can do this. Right, bear with me, guys. Let's see if I can do something about this. Settings. Output. 60 FPS. Lord have mercy. God, I wish I was better at doing this. Well, I'm stuck. It's all going wrong. I don't know why it was going so well on Friday, and now it's just switch to settings, output. I do not know. I do not know what to do. It is lagging a bit, isn't it? Let's see. Let's continue on and see how we do. Chaos Forces intercepting the stream set. It feels that way. We had a perfect stream on Friday. No problems at all. I'm getting straight freeze frames now. Wow, that's a pain in the ass, all for it. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to do a bit more learning, really, to get these to work consistently. You know, I'm not really sure what we've done differently compared to Friday, which there was absolutely no problem with. Yes, more lag now. Oh no. Just finished the End and the Death Part 3. Wow, now I see the throne chamber better for my imagination. It's, I haven't actually finished it. Don't tell anyone. Vinny Garcia, the best project on YouTube. Thank you very much, Vinny Garcia. I'm glad you're enjoying it. We just need to see it through to the end now, is the main thing. Quick, everybody, let's pray to the Omnisci. I think that's what we need. Honestly, it's kind of it's disappointing that Friday was just like seamless. There was no problem with the stream at all. The audio was on point. Oh, it seems to. I don't know if it doesn't seem to be lagging that much anymore. Yeah, there was no problem with the stream at all. So I don't know what has happened now. All for own. Freda got to go now. Got course tomorrow. Best of luck, all for own. Thank you for joining us. We'll do a few more streams in the future anyway, and I will put them up on. I'll put them up on Instagram, and I'll put reminders out on all the socials. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one. King Pignut. I mean, it doesn't really matter, and the audio isn't too bad now. Well, yeah, I think that's. I think we're just going to have to go with it for the rest of the stream. So my apologies if it isn't perfect. Yeah, McCullathrop is right. It could be the internet provider. I've also... Because how many of these have we done? So I've done like 5 streams, I think, that have been set up in the studio. I had to run a cable all the way from my main internet, which is not in the studio. And run like an 80-meter cable here, so it might be something to do with that. But on my screen it looks like it's improved slightly. It looks like the frame rate has picked up a little bit. Sorry, it's me. I love no call, no sound. Okay, it's back. So it might be a little bit temperamental for some of you at the moment, but as long as the audio is still there and you can hear me yakking, I guess that's the most important thing, I suppose. But yeah, so let's try and do a few more. I've been sat here for how long now? I've been sat here for, let me just have a look. Been sat here for over an hour, and I've rolled 2 cables. I've been chatting far too much. I was supposed to do these streams so I could get stuff done. So I could have you guys encouraging me to get stuff done. I'm talking too much. See you later, all for own. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you for joining us this evening. Yeah, these are somewhat semi-regular occurrence now, live streams. It's just a good way of me, most of the time, getting more done. And being able to hang out with you guys and, yeah, get ideas, swap suggestions, all that kind of good stuff, really. It's nice to just have a chat, too. Because I do say on every stream, I have, like, one friend who's into Warhammer. And I can talk to him about it. Other than that, no one else. So it's good to be able to talk to you guys about Warhammer. King Pignut, yeah, it's a bit better now. Yeah, I think maybe my internet's just being a bit temperamental. I think we started out the stream alright, and it just seemed like there was a little bit of a hiccup there. So maybe it's just my internet. It's much better. Fantastic. That is what we need. Again, it doesn't help that for someone of my age, I am not very good with my tech skills. To get this stream sorted out, I watched so many different videos on how to set it up properly and what hardware to use. And even now, I'm still kind of winging it, you know. Give me more No Girls Worms. I think you're in the wrong place, Chris. This is Emperors Only. This is a stalwart Imperium stronghold right here. Welcome back, Tiny Lord. Welcome back. We're only on cable number 3. We are. I will say, if you enjoy the streams and you want to see more of them and support the project, you can always become a channel member. I have channel membership for like $1.99, I think. So it all helps. And if you want to see more and help the channel, yeah, consider becoming a channel member. I do have a few already. It's funny because they never seem to be on at the same time. I had someone join the channel on Friday evening, someone from Australia. So for them, they're going to have to be on early in the morning to watch the streams. But yeah. I think this one's going to be quite a thick cable. I'm worried I'm going to need more juice. It's thirsty work rolling cables. There we go. Chris is there with all the links and stuff. Apologies for the slurping. The other thing I have is shirts at the moment. I have a limited run of shirts with the very talented Spearheadgirl, who has done a lot of work for prestigious bands, and he's done some shirts for Download as well this year. He's done some shirts. So yeah, I've worked with him to come up with a few shirts, and if you like them, you can check them out on the link that is in the description. Right, come on, number 3. Tiny Lord, about as efficient as you'd expect from the Imperium. Yes, I can't argue with that. I work like a lobotomized servitor. That's the speed in which I work. I need to speed it up. It's definitely the painting that takes me the longest, you know. If we are boiling it down to why I'm going so slowly, it's definitely the painting. It is. I know I said that when I build models, I build them slowly, and I think that's because I have to follow the instructions. With this, I could just kind of do what I wanted to a certain degree, so it was much easier and much quicker. I already infiltrated. Maybe I am Alfarius. Maybe we'll call the because we're going to put an Alpha Legion character on the project somewhere in the diorama. So maybe we'll call him Chris. It'll match your blue moderator name, Chris. We'll call him Chris. Alpha Legion Chris. Tiny Lord, have you thought of doing like an Adopt a Custodes when you get around to making them? Like we can donate and have a name on a custodian's base. I do actually have that, Tiny Lord. One of the tiers for becoming a channel member, you do get named one. So I have one person at that tier actually, and funny enough, they haven't named it yet. But yeah, you get to name a custody, and I'll get a little 3D name tag made for him. So your name will be permanently fixed to the project. I'll probably, I've got to come up with a way of displaying them. But yeah, there is the opportunity to get a custody named after you. What I should start doing, really, is people who join at the Imperial Citizen tier, I should put their names on all the little characters, like all the serfs and stuff who are gonna be in the project. So maybe I'll start offering that as well. So some people can be custodies, some people can be imperial citizens. Yeah, I think that would work quite well. Chris, is that the silver gate? The one behind me? It is not. It is a giant Titan gate, and it's being painted a stone colour. There'll be a bit of gold on it. It's not going to stick out like a sore thumb, but it's not going to be mostly gold. I'm rather tired of painting gold. Mr. Man, your wife is a saint for letting you keep that much room for the God Emperor. Oh, that's brilliant. Let's see. Thank you for subscribing. I wish that came up a little bit bigger. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, that's got me. Yeah, luckily, Mr. Man, I keep this well away from anyone it could potentially bother. So I have my own little space that I work in. And yeah, I'm not stepping on anyone's toes or getting in the way, and I don't get shouted at for building the God Emperor of Mankind in my studio. So we're safe for now. But if it should expand into places it shouldn't, if the palace should get bigger, I might start getting in trouble. So we'll avoid angering anyone. We'll avoid angering the other half. Mr. Man, it is a remarkable achievement, dude. Thank you very much, Mr. Man. We're not finished yet. There is hopefully more to achieve, but I've started running these streams in the hope that I can get more done. I've said before in some streams that I am a bit of a master of procrastination, so I can have some hobby time where I've got a few hours to work and not actually get anything done because I'm too busy trying to decide what I should work on. So with these streams, I kind of think ahead of time, choose an area to focus on and get something done. And at the same time, I can hang out with you guys and we can sort of do some hobbying together and all achieve something. Whilst just, you know, chatting about Warhammer. Tiny Lord. Ah, yes, level 3. You can tell us how to use Instagram more. Yeah, I do like Instagram. It's where I think it's because this is where the project sort of started gaining a bit of traction. So yeah, you will hear me talk about Instagram a lot. It's not fantastic all the time. They've changed the algorithm a lot now, so it does favors videos now over pictures, which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Mr. Man, getting this far is insane. Maybe I've lost my marbles along the way, though, Mr. Man. You know, I do enjoy the project. I have said this. I don't want to make it sound like this is a chore. It's definitely not a chore. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy the sort of banter around it. But, you know, in the same vein, I do want to see the day that I can finally be like, okay, it's done. The once-in-a-lifetime thing is done. We can start building a few smaller things now. Mr. Man, I'm the same with the procrastination. Working on the Emperor's Children Terminators for 11th edition. Well, if you didn't see the beginning of the stream, Mr. Man, we did also talk about how some of us in the hobby get a little bit stuck with procrastination. So I figure that sometimes you've just got to kind of dive in and just start doing. Especially if you're building an army, I think you just have to start making, and then, you know, it's those small bits of progress that add up. And then when you are finally in the mood to paint or base or do whatever, you know, you've got them ready, basically. But procrastination is a pain in the ass, especially when you can get that instant hit of dopamine from scrolling. You know, you're contending with that now. It's funny that, I know that's not the case for everyone, but it's kind of funny how it's almost seeped in now, just looking at your phone so often. And I know this because I'm really bad for it as well. But we end up kind of procrastinating, and then before you know it, you're looking at someone else's assembled models, and you're not building any of your own. So, yes, I encourage you all to push through that procrastination stage, like I am trying to do, and just go for it. Get some painting done and go for it. Because from now on, it's going to be the small things that add up with the project. So if you're watching me here, say, every stream, every other stream, the progress is going to be pretty slow. And I think if you're tuning in, if you're tuning in just to watch the videos, the big blocks of progress videos, you're going to see it more evidently there. But hey, as I say, these are just for kind of pushing things along slowly but surely. I'm still intending to do the usual videos that I work on, but this is just proving to be quite a good method of encouraging me to work more often. The McEllathrop, we've all met wargamers. You're working on your 12th edition army at this point. Oh, you've lost me a bit there. I know that, yeah, Mr. Man's working on his... Wait, my brain's not working. My brain has just stopped. Rover Mars Rover, I found the same thing. The same thing would happen to me with reading. I get stuck on a book, I'd sort of stop reading altogether, and then I'd learn just to move on to something else. Yeah, that's like another one for me too. There's a Warhammer book that I've been reading for 3 years. There's a compilation of horror stories. I think it's called Tales of Woe, and it's like spooky stories in the 41st millennium. It's a good book. It's 4 short stories. They're all interesting, but for some reason I keep starting with it. And obviously it's weird me saying like, oh, I enjoy it, because you would think that, oh, you're starting so much, maybe it's not that good. But it is quite good, and I do like the stories. It just seems like I get distracted. I think my only excuse at the moment is that I have started using Black Library. So I got the few books that came with that when they launched the app. They gave you a few titles for free, a few audiobooks. So I've sort of moved on to audiobooks now, because I can work and do other things and get my Warhammer fix at the same time. I think you've spoken about this before, but were you thinking of having an open day since once the throne is complete for people to come and see it? Yes, Tiny Lord. What I want to do is figure out maybe somewhere we can house it for a bit would be the ideal thing. Because it's such a big, unwieldy diorama, what I would like to do is have somewhere I could display it for a few months. Because I don't want to be moving it from pillar to post. I've been offered actually a few like conventions and stuff have asked like, oh, can you move it? Would you be willing to bring it to this convention? But I can't, I can't warrant the time and effort it takes to move it for like 2 days or a single day. It's not feasible. So what we have to do is figure out how we are going to display it. And it be there for an adequate amount of time so that anyone who wants to see it can see it. Yeah, but we've got to figure it out basically. There's been quite a few people who have expressed interest in coming to see it, so I would like to be able to show it off basically when it's done. Chris, come back in 10 years and maybe see it done. Teench playing with time. Yeah, I've set like the self-imposed goal of having this finished by December. Realistically, I don't think that's going to happen, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to put the effort into trying to get as far as we can get. I just want it mostly painted, and you can gradually see that we're getting there with the cables and stuff, but there's still a lot of work to do. So yeah, I just want to chip away at it and be able to come back in December and be like, okay, most of it's painted, so maybe now we can sort of still work on the bits that need to be worked on, whilst maybe working on a few other projects to keep things nice and spicy. Yeah, literally, I've got about 8 years before I need to think about clearing my schedule and making the pilgrimage to the throne. You've got some time, Tiny Lord. I think you've got some time. Because obviously, if we find a decent place to put it on display, for those of you who are not based in the UK, we can set up, how long it's going to be there for, and when people can come and see it, and go from there, basically. So if you're making a pilgrimage from afar, you will get a chance to see it. Mr. Man, I'm curious how it comes apart, to be honest. Well, Mr. Man, do you see the four sections in front of you now? This one, this one, the gate, and then the wall behind. That is how many sections it comes in. It is too big. I am a build first, ask questions later kind of person, so I made it too big. I didn't make it modular enough, which makes it a pain in the ass to move. It's also quite heavy. Frag Eye! Hello, Frag Eye. Welcome to the stream. We've been going for a while. Yeah, you're late today. You're late today. You haven't missed it. We're still going for a little bit. I think we've still got a bit of time in us. Also, I'm trying to work my way through this green stuff. My intention was to get like 20 cables done, I think I said at the beginning of the stream. We've been an hour and like 20, and I have rolled 2. I've rolled 2. So that's like a cable every 40 minutes. That is not... it's not very good. It's not very good. I would not get hired by the diorama team at Warhammer World at all. I am too slow, too chaotic, and I yap too much. I wouldn't get anything done. Frag-Eye, good. Thanks to be here. Welcome to the stream, Frag-Eye. At least you're here now. That's the important thing. Also, just a message to you, Frag-Eye. I did notice that you sent me some pictures of what you are working on. I haven't had a chance to check them out yet because I spent the day out. I was out and about, not looking at my phone, but I will have a look. I will have a look when I get a chance. Chris, we need a big truck, a bulldozer. If you're Chaos affiliated, you might want a bulldozer just to smash it up. But if you're Imperium, you know we need a truck. We need a big truck, and we need a lot of bubble wrap. And we need a few loyal Imperial citizens to help me hoist it to where it needs to be. But yeah, we will work all that out nearer the time. Before that happens, I think we will probably have the battle reports that go on. Because it's something that's been requested quite a few times, actually, is some kind of battle report. So, as I've said, we will probably get some professionals in who know how to play Warhammer and know how to spin a good yarn, and we'll get them to do some games on it, and it'll be up on YouTube. Frag-Eye, no problem, we'll still work on that project for a long time. It's good to see the progress, though. I like seeing what other people are working on. I did say before you got on the stream, Frag-Eye, that it's nice for me to get some inspiration from other people. So I do like paying attention to what you guys are working on. You can always feel free to tag me and stuff as well. Like, if you want me to see something on whatever, just tag me and I will take a look. I'm finding the hardest part at the moment is actually getting these wires into the green stuff. They keep kind of sticking out. I'm getting hot and flustered. Chris, wait, is there an opening in the throne room to go through? No. There is, but there isn't, Chris. There is the gate section behind me. I know you haven't been with us for quite a while, so I'm not sure whether you're caught up on it, but we do have a huge gate section now. A huge 3D printed gate section to kind of complete the build. But it doesn't open. It's glued to the wall behind it. It's more to help sell the scale of the throne room. And eventually, when the day comes that we can add some Titans onto the build, some Warhound Titans, it kind of makes sense that that is what they would come through. It's also measured so that, you know, when I put a Warhound on the board, it looks like it would fit through the gate. So I did measure it for that reason. Mr. Man, please let me bring Fulgrim into the throne room. That's heresy, though, Mr. Man. Well, that's heresy. We don't allow that here. The Gloom Creature sure is toasty today. It is Gloom Creature. If you're in the UK, yes, you're feeling it like I am. It is pretty bad. That's why we opted just for some chilled out sort of green stuff rolling today. This is a very low obligation stream for me today. I'm just thinking I can work on a few cables, chat to you guys, because it's a little bit too warm to engage in any proper concentration. You know, it's more just let's hang out for a little bit, let's try and get some stuff done. If we don't get a load done, it's not really the end of the world. Every little bit counts towards getting it finished, so I've started feeling a bit more I've started feeling that way about it a bit more, that even if I come down to the studio and I work on it for half an hour and I just do a really small amount, it's all adding up to me getting it finished, basically. So it's all helping us head in the right direction. Okay, is this going to work now? Let's see. Mr. Man, a must. No, to go. Oh, I see, Chris. I see. Yeah. So, it can leave this room. It can definitely leave this room. Just off of camera is a set of double doors, so it can fit through the double doors. It can all be moved. It's just the weight of it. It would need a lot of bubble wrap and coverage for all the spiky bits, because none of these pieces actually detach. The throne obviously detaches and a load of the stuff around the throne, but a lot of the spiky balustrades do not detach. So they are a permanent, they all have to be wrapped up. Frag Eye in Germany as well. You know, if it wasn't such a ball ache to move it around, it would be nice organising something like that, but I think if it goes anywhere, it's probably going to be in the UK somewhere, maybe somewhere in the southwest where I'm based. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Plans change, things happen. I'll just be happy if I can get it somewhere that you guys can have a look, really. This cable's being a real pain in the ass. It's just not sinking into the green stuff. Play ball. Tiny Lord, the portrait and a few of my Marines will definitely be making an appearance to the throne at some point. That is cool. You're you're the States, aren't you, Tiny Lord? You are across the pond, if I remember rightly. Was it States or Canada? I feel like I've sent a lot of merch and stuff to the States and Canada. I have. But I can't remember whether I sent the shrine over to the States. Losing my chat. There's definitely the mix of people tuning in, I find, with this project. Lots of European. We had one stream and it was pretty much exclusively Scandinavian. Don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. I might just scrap this one and start another one. Let's see, let's give it a roll. Let's give it a roll. Oh, you are UK based. I don't know why I'm getting that so wrong, Tiny Lord. I think, again, it's probably just because I have a tendency to send a lot of things to America and Canada. Also Germany, so shout out to Frag Eye being from Germany. I send a lot of stuff to Germany. I do. Oh, you're not even that far away probably then, Tiny Lord. I'm just based in Bristol, southwest Bristol. I don't know why I got that so wrong, thinking you were in the States. I feel like most of the... Oh, Essex Bay. Do you know what? It's funny, because... so, Tiny Lord Mr. Man, you guys tuning into this stream, for all the other ones that we've done, most of the viewers for the live streams tend to be from Europe. So there's been like France, Germany, Sweden, Norway. Yeah, one of our regulars, Big Brain, who was here earlier, he's in Norway. What else do we have? Denmark we have. So yeah, it's funny that today I think seems to be mainly UK based. So that makes a change. That makes a pretty big change. Because for you guys based here in the UK, you probably have the best chance when I can get it sorted out that it's put on display. You guys probably have the best chance of being able to see it in person. Just because obviously it won't be as much hassle than travelling from a different country. Because it might end up being put somewhere. Oh, Belgium. Do you know what, Frag Eye? I'm getting mixed up with you. So you and. Or was it you who said you work in... Was it you who said you work in Germany, Frag Eye? I'm just being bad at paying attention, aren't I? You guys give me information, I'm like, nah. Belgium, that's it. Belgium. Belgium as well, Chris. I didn't know that. I did not realise that. So yeah, so it's... mostly Belgium and UK here today. It is. Okay, so I was right. I was right. Okay. All right, that's good. That's good. That's it. That's what I was getting wrong, Frag Eye. I remember you saying something about being close to Switzerland. I remember that. But Chris is from Belgium. I see. I see. I'm getting it now. Getting the hang of it. I'll do better, guys. I'll try and remember where you're all from. I will. On Friday, we had 2 people join from Australia because we were streaming a little bit later. And they were saying that it was like first thing in the morning there, so it was like 7 a.m. And I was like, kudos to you guys. You're getting up and the first thing you do is you want to watch something about Warhammer. That is, that's some dedication to the hobby right there. Morning coffee, watch something about Warhammer. Start the day thinking about Warhammer. That is dedicated. Ah, Chris, I remember you bringing this up, Chris. You worked for Games Workshop in Belgium in the good old times. I think I remember you talking about that when we streamed in the past, when we streamed last year. I think I remember you bringing that up. Frag Eye, I just broke the Gatling gun from my Valkyrie. How did you do that, Frag Eye? How did you manage to do that? Is he fixable? In fact, Frag Eye, you missed my clumsy stream on Friday because we started off by dropping a custody on the floor. It smashed. And then what else did I do? And then I knocked my wet pallet on the floor with my ass. So, yeah, I'm pretty accident prone as well. Hopefully, it's an easy fix for you. Do you know what, guys? I'm about ready to give up on this one particular cable because it's just not playing ball. So I think tried to paint it. Did he slip out of your hands? So, out of curiosity, do you guys all get the notification when I go live from YouTube, or are you guys looking at the story on Instagram? Just out of interest. Because I usually post it on my story. I just want to know how many people actually join because YouTube is suggesting it, or whether you're looking at the Instagram and joining. That's a good excuse to magnetize it, Frag Eye. You may as well now. You may as well just pop the magnet on. Is it the green stuff cable maker? It is, Mr. Man. I've set up my camera terribly this evening, so I'm not far enough back for you guys to actually see what I'm doing. But just off screen, I'm using a green stuff roller and making some cables, basically. Mr. Man, sort of my YouTube feed. Okay, that's good. We got yeah, we got loads of people on Friday who were suggested the live stream from YouTube, which was good. Made a change. So yeah, it's always interesting for me to know and know and grow. So these, Mr. Man, are the cables. I know that's probably not coming up the best, but I'm just trying to roll as many of these as possible to to glue on the other side of the project. And I think we're going to paint them beforehand. I did discuss that I'm going to give them a quick coat of spray paint, bit of undercoat, and then glue them on, because it makes things a lot easier than painting them and then putting them on. So yeah. Let's see. Frag Eye joins because of YouTube. Mr. Man joins because of YouTube. Gloom Creature. Never seen a notification of your streams. Always just see you on my homepage. Well, that's good, Gloom. That's even better. YouTube knows what you're into. I even destroyed the throne, I remember. Oh, well, yeah, I dropped the backboard of the throne, didn't I, Chris? And it obliterated. McAllister YouTube. I did not. I got you by accident. The notifications are on all the way. Don't. Yeah, well, you were there for that though, Chris, weren't you? I dropped the backboard of the Golden Throne, and it smashed into so many pieces, so I spent a stream rebuilding it and trying to get it back to the way it was. We did eventually. I think before I start working on it again, it probably needs another coat of gold paint to hide any sins. But yeah, I forgot I'd done that. At least that wasn't on the stream, you know. Breaking one of the custodies and knocking the wet pallet off was live on stream, and it was a busy stream as well. So a lot of people's first impressions of me were being a clumsy idiot. From opening YouTube at random. Okay, Mars Rover Mars. Mars Rover Mars. Rover Mars Rover. That's interesting to know. So it seems like YouTube is doing a little bit of a better job at pushing it to people who might be interested in the project. There's not really much of a crossover, I don't think, from Instagram. I don't think when I post videos, many people watch it from there. I think it's YouTube does all of the heavy lifting. It's so real. My streams are essentially me just trying not to be a clumsy idiot. Try and pretend to you guys I know what I'm actually doing instead of winging every little thing I do. That's the honesty. That's how I feel. Still fun though. Still very fun to just jump on and essentially chat shit for like 2 hours. You'll probably be able to hear this green stuff roller as well through the mic. Chris, I'll be back soon. If not, see you in the next one. Okay, Chris. Well, yeah, if we don't see you, we will catch you on the next one. But thank you for joining, and it's good to see you again. My Calithrop. What if you went over the breaks with some putty and then painted them to look like weld beads? Do you know, I could do that, my Calithrop, but I don't feel like I have good enough skills to do that. I feel like it would probably just look like I got my gluey hands on it. The sins, to be fair, I probably made them sound a bit worse than they were. They don't look too bad, you know. Thankfully, when I dropped the backboard to the Golden Throne, because I'd mainly constructed it out of super glue, it sort of obliterated and none of the plastic bent or broke, so it was quite an easy fix. I did commit the cardinal sin of gluing it together again with super glue, but I'm hoping this time I won't drop it. I can't remember where he lives now. He's not actually up on the throne either. He is somewhere else, I think. Somewhere safe, I'd like to say. Yeah, still got to paint that. We still have to revisit the throne. He still needs more details. He still needs those cables, and I need to finish the paint job. Because as he sits at the moment, his robes are brown, not red. I want to bring the colour up to a red. I only base coated the brown just to start as a sort of a base colour to build reds up from, because brown is quite a nice starting colour to do that. So we need to do that. We need to paint all his script on those purity seals that sit around the throne. We need to edge highlight the skulls. We have lots more to do. I'm giving myself a bit of internal panic thinking about how much we need to do before December. But, you know, we can only do what we can do. Definitely what I'm thinking of doing is we hold off of any really, really detailed work until the end of summer, because the way things are going and the heat that we are getting in the UK, I find it impossible to paint, absolutely impossible. So I think we're going to stick to sort of main bigger elements. So we'll get all these cables done and washed. The only thing that requires a little bit of detail that I think we can still manage to do in this sort of heat is the edge highlighting for the floor. So we'll push ahead with those, but we might not see any big progress on miniatures until maybe September. But, you know, there's going to be a few more of these over the course of the next few months. So, you know, I think you guys, if you're enjoying the streams, will be following along and... yeah, you will understand. Mr. Man, the road to greatness begins with a single step, brother. Well, thank you, Mr. Man. It's, yeah, I agree with that. You know, it's sort of slow. We're at a slow but steady stage. And, you know, I think if you guys can bear with me while we push through this slower stage of the build, you know, I think we can get it to a pretty cool finish, basically. Tiny Lord, hot summer is pretty good for priming, painting, drying though, right? It can be. The thing is, having the... So I find for, what is it? What's the name of the white paint now? White Scar, is it, I think, as a primer. When it's too hot, the paint can dry straight out of the can, so you get these flecky marks all over your miniatures, so I tend not to. It can happen with the black sometimes, but I feel like it's more prominent with the white undercoat. Evenings, fantastic. When it has cooled down a bit, fantastic time to prime. Very little goes wrong. But yeah, in the day, I find too hot. You guys might have success, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, Tiny Lord, that, you know, this is all just my opinions and my experiences. So you might have more success than me, basically. Like, I haven't obviously been outside since we started the stream, but I feel like outside it's cooler now, so it'd probably be a good temperature to maybe undercoat some stuff and get it done. And don't undercoat indoors unless you've got good ventilation and a mask. Goes without saying, I suppose. Right, I apologise for the noise. I can tell you that the fan is going to be on this evening when I go to bed, though, because I think I'm going to need it to sleep. I think it's going to be too warm to sleep. It's too much, I tell you. As much as I love the sunny weather, I much prefer it to the winter, but it just gets too hot to sleep. Far too hot. I can't remember. I know I did bring up earlier in the stream, but for those of you who have joined fairly recently, if you are enjoying the stream, don't forget to leave a like, because it helps YouTube know to show it to other people, basically. It does, and it helps me out big time. The more people with eyes on it, the more people with eyes on it, the more people who get shown it, weirdly enough. I think I'm going to give up on this piece. I have one piece that has been giving me grief for like the past 20 minutes, so I think I think it's cursed. I think one of you has brought bad energy onto the stream, and now things aren't working. So I'm going to be real mature, and I'm going to blame you guys. Is anyone having any successful hobbying this evening? Is anyone managing to get anything done, or are we all just kind of like sat watching me struggle here? I'd like to hear that someone else is having some success. This green stuff has also decided to cure quite a lot now, so maybe that's what's giving me the problems. I assume we've all returned to normal, though. The lag and everything seems to have subsided. I don't know whether the audio is still keeping up. Fragai, I'm still magnetizing the Volk. Well, that sounds successful to me, Fragai. The Gloom Creature, I glued the magnets. Oh, there's a couple of you magnetizing this evening. I glued the magnets on my Necromunda models backwards. I think the heat is getting to me. I think it's getting to all of us, Gloom, if I'm honest. I'm kind of surprised at myself that I started a stream this evening. Judging by the way the day was going and how hot it was getting, and how difficult it was just to like sit down and do nothing, probably wasn't a great idea to run a stream. Tiny Lord, yes, I haven't noticed any lag. That's fantastic. I'm not sure what that was earlier. That might just have been my internet provider deciding that it had enough. So as long as it's working now. Usually it's quite good. I was worried that setting up this streaming stuff down in the studio here wasn't going to be very good. because I'd definitely done some in the past on my phone a long time ago, and they were crap, basically. So I was worried that things were going to go a little bit awry, but it seems to have worked out for the most part. Besides our little hiccups, I suppose. Is there any elements of the build that you guys would like to see on a stream? Is there anything that you would like to see me work on? Because I'm always up for suggestions and showing you guys areas of the build and things that you would like to see being constructed, basically. Awesome, Tiny Lord, haven't noticed any lag. That's fantastic. The animal is walked. It looks like the animal got a good walk, Big Brain. Gloom Creature, gonna build some models as per the instructions as a treat. Take a break from kit bashing. That is brilliant, Gloom. I try and do that from time to time, but I have this like overwhelming compulsion when I build miniatures to build them the way I want to build them and make some change so they're not exactly like they are on the box art or on the instructions. I just read Big Brain's message. I would like to see you motorize the gate. You are going to be waiting so long, Big Brain. You're going to be waiting for a very, very long time. But going back to what Gloom said, it is incredibly hard to just work to the instructions and make things look not the way they're supposed to, because obviously the game is for you, so you can do things the way you want to do it. But yeah, making things look like the box art is incredibly difficult for me. It almost never happens. The most recent time would probably be Saturnine. I've built 4 or 5 Marines from Saturnine, and I feel like that's more acceptable because they're just like Horus Heresy Marines, so you know, they're kind of rank and file, aren't they? So yeah, they don't have much personality, but everything else pretty much I tend to give it a little bit of personality and make it my own. Fragite, it's not possible for me to build as instructed. I think it's hard for a lot of us, you know. There's just that kind of temptation to do things differently and make it your own. So I think it's great. You get bored of seeing miniatures assembled the way they're supposed to. You want to see people's creativity, what they can, how they can make it their own. Tiny Lord, I think it'd be cool to see more of the floor, like those square tiles you decorated. Looked excellent in my opinion. Well, Tiny Lord, I think in terms of the floor, so all we've got to do is the selective edge highlighting. I don't think we've got any more transfers to go down on the floor, but what we do have is up by the Emperor there, we have 2 Zone Mortalis tiles which need to be painted. They are also going to have a selection of transfers. They're also, what I intend to do is have a bit of a marble effect going on up there. So maybe I can document that and show you guys the process behind painting them up. Frag Eye. Oh yeah, the motor's come up again. Yeah, you missed Friday, Frag Eye. That was it was a popular comment on Friday too, but it's still there. The campaign for the motors is still there. Big Brain does magnets as well. Magnets for his Eldar. My Calithrop. So a cool thing is if you give them a tactical rock ectomy, a tactical rock ectomy, you can change the whole posture. You can do. I feel like a lot of tactical rocks are already included with the Games Workshop miniatures. Like anytime you get a character now, they seem to have a tactical rock. Maybe we should move away from tactical rocks. Maybe we should replace them with something else. Something I do like, which is probably akin to a tactical rock, is what's it? It's not Macarius, it's the other Solar Lord guy. the newer one, who is stood with his robo horse on top of a reaver head. That was cool. It was nice to see something a bit different. I did have that model at one stage, but I think I raffled it off as a giveaway. So one of you out there got that. I've done that with a few cool models actually, because Inquisitor Croyle, he was on a giveaway. He was given away through our Patreon giveaway. It's kind of a good way of me culling the pile as well. I can be like, here guys, so I've got something in a box that I'm not going to paint. I'm not going to get around to painting it. We'll do a giveaway so one of you can paint it. That's the ploy, actually. It's not me doing it out of the goodness and to thank my Patreon supporters and subscribers. It's a way of me getting rid of my pile of shame, slowly but surely. I will campaign for the motors as long as I follow this project. I wouldn't expect anything less, Big Brain. I wouldn't expect anything less. You and Jock, who I am surprised did not make it to the stream today, even though he was commenting earlier. You guys have been avidly campaigning for those motors. We need to find you something else to campaign for. We do. Plenty of other things I could implement, so maybe start thinking of something I can do. I will take anything you have. Well, you are responsible for that one custody break, so yeah. You're in the doghouse for a while, Big Brain. You distract me too much on stream. I'm not getting enough done. The Mycalothrop. One of the new Raptors has a rear foot tactical rock and is in a forward-leaning charging position. But if you look at his actual posture, it's the same as a bunch of the foot front forward hero poses. I assume at this point they kind of rework poses, because the miniature's being designed on like CAD and 3D design programs and stuff. I imagine they take miniatures and sort of rework them, so it's probably why you're seeing a bit of similarity there, if I was going to take a guess. Obviously I don't really know anything about it. Big Brain, I can have the Custodian too. No, but if you join as a member at the Custodian tier, you can have him named with a little plaque as well with his name on there. We could call him Big Brain. We could call him Eldar Big Brain. Tiny Lord, you spoke earlier about the secret room. Is that meant to be? Is that the one meant to have the real Emperor based on the books? It is, Tiny Lord. That is what the goal is. We haven't started it yet because I have enough to get on with, really, for the time being. But it is something that I want to achieve. I'm thinking that if we continue just to work on what we have in front of us for the time being, eventually, seeing where we end up in September maybe, or when it starts getting cooler, yeah, we'll look at other areas. Because I did explain before that it's not going to be a huge expansion like the wall sections. It's going to be a smaller expansion, and it'd be probably a set of 4 Zone Mortalis tiles, because I'll be able to make or use like a little table or something to kind of hold it up to the same height as the top of the Golden Throne, and then yeah, just kind of add it in as part of the diorama, and yeah, just a bit more storytelling, I guess. Add a bit more storytelling. And it's cool for those who know, When you know, you know. Mycalothrop, the difference is just which foot is on a rock. I think so, yeah. I think that's the case. Or you could end up like, what edition was it? The Indomitus, was that 10th? No, it wasn't. Indomitus was 9th. God, I still have a box of untouched Indomitus. Oh, and it doesn't seem that old to me. Man. That's so bad. Anyway, where I was going with that is one of the Terminator captain guys, or the big captain guy, he has both feet on a rock. So you could end up with that too. God, I can't believe I've just reminded myself that I'm that far behind. That's so bad. I bought that box set, and to me, it feels like, I don't know, the year before last, but when did it come out? Like 2021? Jesus, yeah, or 20, I don't even know. Awful. Big Brain, how long do I need to be a member for? It's not a case of that. It's once you are a member at the custodian tier, that's it. Your name, you give me the name you want, and then when all our custodies are done, he gets a little printed off plaque with the name that you desire. Obviously, we have the limitation that it can't be an awful name. You cannot give him a really, really awful name with profanity. You can give him a goofy name if you want. You can give him a really goofy name, but no profanity. Just because when this thing is done, we'll have the little names for the plaques. We'll probably stick them on the front, or well, maybe not this side because it'll be lined up with the rest of the diorama, but on the other side we'll have the names displayed as well. So it'll be a little thank you to those who have supported at that tier to help make the build a possibility. So you just need to be a member at that tier for a month, Big Brain, and that could be you. Tiny Lord. Oh yeah, I noticed on Patreon you get the chance to go on an all members wall, but on YouTube you just get the custodians option. Is that purposeful? It's not. If anything, Tiny Lord, it's just me being a bit unorganized. What I do want to do, and what I will do actually from now on, is anyone who does become a member at Imperial Citizen tier, I will add their name to the same one that the patrons will be on. So we kind of have like a roll of honors. So I don't know if you've been to like, let's see, some of those old country estates, let's say, and they have kind of the ornate boards on the wall where it's got like all the members and stuff like that. That is what I intend to do for everyone who has contributed in any capacity to help make the project a thing. That will be the case. And then at the Custodes tier, you'll have like a little printed plaque of the name for your custody, and you will get to choose which custody that is. So that is the difference between the two. Yeah, so if you're ever tempted, it also helps push things along a little bit in the streaming department, because when I have a group of members, green name members who support the channel, it encourages others to do so. So it all helps go back into this thing, and I also really appreciate it as well. Captain Foley. Hello, everyone. Hello, Captain Foley. Welcome to the stream. I would tell you that we are making fantastic progress making green stuff cables, which are going to be added to the project. But the truth is, I've got about 4 done, and now we are just having a bit of a chat, really. It's sweltering here, and it's a little bit too hard to concentrate. So we're just kind of talking about anything project related, anything Warhammer related. So if you just want to come and hang out, then you are more than welcome. Definitely should have brought a bit more Coke though. Captain Foley, it is always great to see this masterpiece. Well, thank you very much, Captain Foley. I know you have tuned in to a couple of the other streams. It's always nice to have you guys here with me. Like I said, we're definitely not achieving much this evening. This evening has kind of turned into just hanging out, Sunday, chilling out. Some of you out there are actually achieving a little bit. I know there's some magnetization going on. So yeah. Tiny Lord. Okay, awesome. I'm sure I'll be funding a custodian. How does choosing one work through though? God, sorry, I'm butchering that. How does choosing one work though? Are they actually going to be all that unique? Yes, actually, Tiny Lord. So some of them are more unique than others. I know this sounds like slapping the top of the car being a car salesman, but basically I have 5 custodians, which are rather unique compared to the others. They have been sort of kit bashed by Shattered Legion, who is over on Instagram. Sound guy, he kit bashed me 5 custodies for this project. So even though that, even though the offer encompasses all the custodies that will be on the board, which is roughly going to be 100, so obviously we have to cut that off at some point. But yeah, the earlier you get on, the more interesting the custody you can choose. And what we can do is we can get them all out. Well, and you can choose one basically. I think I'd start by getting the cool ones out there. There's a few that are less interesting, so what I would do is probably just get the cool ones out, and you can decide which one takes your fancy. And then we can save your name, write down your name that you would like to call him, and I will get it printed on a little plaque, and we'll stick it on the side of the project. Big Brain, the broken one is mine. It's not yet, Big Brain, not until that name's blue. Captain Foley, this weekend I did a barbecue and a Vostroyan. That sounds very successful, Captain Foley. Those both sound like excellent uses of your time. Vostroyans are absolutely awesome. I do kind of kick myself that when Games Workshop done the done the made to order for Vostroyans a few weeks ago, I didn't buy any, just because the prices were absolutely absurd for them. I think if you wanted to get an individual with like a flamer, an individual Vostroyan, it was like £15, which is crazy. So yeah, I didn't get any. The platoon looked cool, and if I was going to get anything, I would get the platoon. But I just can't justify that money. And also, like, there's enough here, isn't there, really? Yeah. But damn cool, aesthetically fucking awesome, you know. Pardon my French. What else do we have here? So what I'm hearing is that I should get in now and call dibs. Give me a moment. Well, Tiny Lord, pretty much. We have one other member at the custodian tier, and funnily enough, he hasn't chosen his custody yet. Partially might be my fault, but yeah, there's only one other member, so you've got the full range of cool custodies to choose from. Makes it even easier. Off camera here, I have this fantastic set of drawers. Well, it's almost like I'm organised with all of the custodies in. So look, I can just keep adding them and adding them. But I'm pretty sure we have our very special ones in here. Also a perfect opportunity for me to say thank you again to the several people who have sent in a bunch of custodies for this project. I had I had quite a few inquiries. People were like, do you want some custodies? I was like, oh, okay then. And I've ended up with quite a few now, so thank you to everyone who has sent them over. I think we're full now, though. I think if I was going to put any more on the board, it would start to look a bit overstuffed. The Gloom Creature. I got the 2 sniper dudes. Very overcosted, but they look so different to the other Vostroyans. Cool story about that, actually. Well, it might not be. It might be boring to you guys, but when the Vostroyans first came out, those were the first 2 miniatures that I actually bought. So I didn't end up having a whole army or anything, but I did buy a blister pack with the 2 snipers in. Much like you, Gloom, because I thought they looked absolutely awesome. They are quite different from the other range of soldiers. Oh, Big Brain! Thank you for joining us, Big Brain. That is awesome. That's fantastic. It's nice to see your name turn green. You've been here for pretty much every stream so far. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, basically, Gloom, that's sort of the same reason I got them as well. They're very unique. I also kind of remember them being really awesome to paint. I think I sold them back in the day. But yeah, very cool miniatures, and I think when they finally turn up, you are going to have some fun with them. Alright, so I wonder if I should get a few of these out. What do we have? What do we have? I'll try not to drop any on the floor. Big Brain, don't fix him. Don't fix him! Do you know what, actually? He wasn't one of the unique ones, the custodian that I dropped on the floor, but he... oh, thank you for this. Oh my god, I've got to make this bigger. I might not get your name right, because I've only got a small screen, but thank you for subscribing. Please feel free, if you guys are subscribing, just drop a comment in, because I kind of have this really bad setup where I have my laptop kind of far away and I read everything off of my phone. So if you guys are subscribing and you are enjoying the stream, feel free to drop a comment and be like, oh, that was me. Thank you for missing me when I subscribed and my name popped up on the screen. So apologies for that. Now, going back to chastising Big Brain, he was one of the cooler custodians that I dropped on the floor. So I feel like surely he needs to be fixed. He's supposed to be one of the two that are going to sit at the very front. Frag Eye, nice Big Brain, see? Commended. You're getting commended. And welcome to the tier. Obviously, it all helps the channel, joining to be a member. And it's actually kind of beneficial now because we do these a lot more often. So it'll be nice to see you know, some more green names and see you guys who have been here with me for quite a while now. We're not going to abruptly halt them like we did a year ago, where I kind of got turfed out of the room I was in and we had to stop live streaming. Now that we have the studio all to ourselves and the throne room, we're going to keep them going. Alright, so let's see a few more of these. I don't know if you guys watched the video I done a while ago where I filled up the table with pretty much every custody that I have, but there's a lot. And the initial idea was to have 300 of them, but 300 is far too much for the table. And I think that probably tells you how big the build is, because if you have 300 custodies on this diorama and it looks like too many, you know. They're also pretty beefy compared to other miniatures as well, so things start to fill up quickly. Here we go. So here is one of the very unique custodies. I'm going to put these on this side. Actually, something else that was kind of cool. I have two painted custodies. So two people have they sort of asked beforehand, can I send you a painted custody and can you take pictures with it on the board? So for those of you, I know not everyone collects custodies, but if anyone wants that done, it kind of can be sorted out for you guys. It's also cool to have a little group on the board of custodies that have been painted by you guys. And it goes without saying, but those ones are not custodies you can have to name yourselves. Those ones have been named by the people who sent them. Here is the coolest custody, I think. This I'm not going to try and hold them too close after the debacle that was Friday, but this little custody is kind of like the shield captain of the throne room, I guess. He's got a massive power sword and he's got a hood and he looks very different to all the other ones on the table, basically. He's kind of like, in my opinion, he's the coolest looking one. Tiny Lord just sent a member request. I think it has to be approved. I don't know about that, Tiny Lord. Are you on about for YouTube? Are you joining the YouTube tier? Because I'm not sure that's the case for YouTube. It shouldn't also be the case for Patreon, really. Usually it just lets you guys sign up. Since I had a member the other day. So get back to me when you get the chance, Tiny Lord, to let me know whether that's YouTube or Patreon. But YouTube is the one that, yeah, Custodians tier. Oh, well, your name has turned green. Let me have a look, Tiny Lord. Let's see what's going on there, because I had someone join it the other day, and I thought it was a tier that anyone could join. Let me have a look. Let me check. Levels. Yeah, it's still there on my end, Tiny Lord. So I don't know whether it's a case of you have to go from Imperial Citizen tier and go up from there. Because I've already got one member at that tier, so I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't expecting that question, to be honest. Let's see, 100 knock, well spent, big brain. Well, welcome to the tier. I guess we're not. I guess we're not fixing him. Yeah. Also, Tiny Lord, it appears that Big Brain managed to join at Custodian, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. So, Big Brain, you have opted not to fix the Custodian. He has his ponytail off. What are we going to call him? What would you like to call him? What would you like as your Custodian name? No, no expletives, because it'll be printed. But, you know, you've got to give him a name. Let's see. Never mind. It's gone through now. I see. Yeah, you are green now, Tiny Lord, so you also get to choose. Unfortunately, you can't follow Big Brain and say, don't fix mine, because yours is not going to be broken. But you do get to decide which one you would like and what you would like to call him. So, I was just getting a few of the more interesting custodies out from the storage. It depends what kind of one you would like to go for, Tiny Lord. We have some that are kind of standing guard. They're personally my favourite looking ones, because I find that with this diorama, things that have more of a static pose blend in a bit better. But there are some more dynamic poses. There are some running custodies. There is the big man himself. There is another custom one. The custom ones have also been scaled a slightly bit bigger than the usual, the usual custodies. So they stand a little bit taller. Kind of more in keeping with the Horus Heresy ones that have been released. There's also, we also have one of these running shield captains. Personally, if you want my unsolicited opinion, I don't feel like he fits as well into the diorama, because he's kind of sprinting with his sword out. But they're all going to find their way there. Finally, the gun is fixed. Nice one, Frag Eye. Hopefully that wasn't too much effort, because I know some brakes are a pain in the ass. Let's see, Titan Scorpio. I think I might have taken up the last of the old Venatari and Sagittari bits that were selling reasonably on eBay for a project I'm working on, and it's not even related to Custodes. Fair enough, Titan Scorpio. You know, you gotta get what you need. Luckily enough, I think we are pretty set on this project for Custodi bits. So I won't need to compete with you for any Venatari bits or Sagittari guns and stuff. I have got a set of those actually, because I thought they were the coolest Custodes, the sort of Sagittarium guard. But I do have I do have a suspicion that they're going to come back in plastic, just kind of you know, in the same style as the new Custodes. I think I might wait for them actually. I'll use the 5 that I do have, but I would like some. I'd like some new ones as well. Okay. Gatty McGatsberg. That's not a name for a... Well, it could be a name for a custody. It'd be a bit of a strange one. Let's see. What's this? Big brain. I spent my money on way dumber things. Fair enough. Well, like I said, all the memberships do really help the channel, so I appreciate you guys jumping on and going for that tier. And we will get your custodies named. And I assume then, Big Brain, judging by your comment, you are going to keep the broken one then, and you are going to call him Eldrad Witch Seeker, which means I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that to save for the name tag. So let's save that. Good name. Getting your Eldar reference in there. Getting your Eldar reference in there, Big Brain. Frag Eye. It was, but never mind. It's fixed now. Sagittari rifles are gorgeous. They are. They are really cool looking models. Sorry, let me just refresh my chat, guys. We've had a few technical issues on stream this evening. So, okay. Let's Big Brain, I'm happy to leave my mark. You did leave your mark on Friday when I dropped that custody, but he's yours now, so it's kind of poetry. It's kind of poetical. Alright, so now we just need to now we just need Tiny Lord to choose his custody. And then we're set. We're set. So that will mean we have 3 members at custodian level. So there is 97 more custodies to be named. There's 97 more. But yeah, once they're done, they're done. There's not going to be any other custodies, really. We don't have the space for it. You break it, you buy it. There's a good ethos to run with, Big Brain. Frag Eye, if I would make you a special mini, would you put it in the build? I don't see why not, Frag Eye. If it is in keeping with the theme of the throne room, I don't see why not. Not a Custodes though. No, that's okay, Frag Eye. What tends to be the other sort of miniatures that we are going to put in, we're going to have like cherubs, serfs, servitors, so any kind of little weirdy creatures like that are all going to go on the project. So, if you've got an idea, also feel free to reach out on Instagram or Reddit. Although I'm not as active on Reddit as I used to be. But yeah, any way you can get hold of me, drop me a DM and let's do it. Because, you wouldn't be, I don't mean this in a bad way, but you wouldn't be the first person that's sent a miniature to, to join the project. What I'm saying is all are welcome. Tiny Lord, shot you a DM on Insta so that my account isn't buried. Excellent, Tiny Lord. I will take a look. If it's okay, what I will do is I will take a look after the stream and we can get you sorted out with something, and I can maybe send you some pictures of the custody so you can get a proper look. I know that on camera here, because of how old this camera is, it's not always easy to see what's what. So getting the details of miniatures isn't easy, but we'll sort it out that way if you are happy with that, if you are agreeable, and yeah, we'll get your custody named, chosen and named. Oh yes, Frag, I have, haven't I? I have, and your green stuff work is really, really good. So yes, Frag, do it, go for it. I also have. I don't want to say anything too soon, actually, because I think the person that's working on a miniature for me hasn't really said anything about it. So I'll hold off. But there is someone else who is painting something and making something for the build. So I'm kind of excited to show that with you guys. But I'll wait till they are ready. I don't want to jump the gun. I nearly done that with Spearheadgirl. The designer of my shirts that I have available. I nearly jumped the gun on that by accident, but then I was like, whoops, I should probably wait. So yeah, no, disaster was averted there. I can't help myself sometimes. Big Brain, need to make an Eldar and Custodes kit bash. Not sure what that would come out like. Thank you for subscribing, Roy McCoy. I actually managed to read that name. As I said, any of you guys who are enjoying the stream, and I know not everyone is like a talker. Some people like to come and listen. But if you come up on screen and for some reason I don't read your name off, feel free to pop up in the chat and tell me how useless I am, and I will I'll welcome you aboard. There might have been quite a few on Friday, actually, because after I finished the stream, there was like 20 other people who'd subscribed to the channel. I'm pretty sure I didn't read out 20 names, so, you know, I wasn't doing my part there. Apologies for that. Tiny Lord, yeah, of course, no worries. Have a look after the stream. Have to start brainstorming a name anyways. Yeah, Tiny Lord, I mean, you're more than welcome to choose the custody that you would like, and we can keep him aside for you, and you can have some time to conjure up a name for him, basically. So, yeah, there's no rush. You don't have to be like Big Brain, Tiny Lord. You don't have to name him straight away. Big Brain, I'm definitely a talker. You are Big Brain, but it's always appreciated, because it keeps the stream flowing along nicely, and it means that I don't always like run out of things to say and stop and sit awkwardly for ages. So yeah, it's also nice to get like you know, to get you guys' opinion on things, really, because there's a lot going on with this project, and I am always open to suggestions and hearing things that could be included. Or like painting suggestions. And I'm always happy to hear about just what you guys are working on, really. There are a lot of other interests I have within this hobby that aren't just building this throne room. On our last stream, I think we went off on a little tangent about Necromunda, because there's a few of you out there who are also a pretty big fan of Necromunda. I will caveat that I don't play the game Necromunda. I don't really have the time to play any of the Warhammer system, you know, like systems. But I really like the miniatures aspect and the painting aspect. So yeah, we went off on a little bit of a tangent about Necromunda and things that could be done with Necromunda. Again, I can't remember whether it was one of you guys here, but we talked about Necromundan spiders. We talked about like the possibility of bringing them back, which would be cool. Imperial Guard, even though they're called Astra Militarum now. Talked about like units coming back in plastic, all that sort of stuff. Because I do love it, and it does, you know, it is a big interest of mine, really. So, just I don't know anything about the game. So, for those of you out there who ever have a question about playing or rules or 11th edition, you've come to the wrong stream. You're not going to get your answers here. This has definitely been the stream that I have done the least, guys, so I do apologise for that. The small amount of green stuff that we started out with has long dried up. And I got 4 cables done, so yeah, I wouldn't say that the stream is a complete success, but hey. Let's have another little look at what we have in here. I have, however, got to strip down some of these custodies. I got sent quite a few that were painted, and I think what I'm going to do is just give them a light can't remember what chemical I used now. It's been a long time since I stripped a miniature. But I think we're going to strip back the paint and give them a bit of a respray. You know, keep them all quite uniformed. Titan Scorpio, that's a pretty good turnout, lol. Are you on about... pretty good turnout. For the cables, it's definitely not Scorpio, if that's what you mean. For Custodes, fantastic turnout. And also for you guys joining and watching, staying in double digits, for me, is always a fantastic turnout. So, like I say, I always appreciate it. It just lets YouTube know that it's not the worst thing you could possibly watch. I also found out that it's, for people who start out streams, it usually kind of tapers off at like 5 people. So I also appreciate the fact that I have double the amount of someone who's just started streaming. Not that 10 people is a crazy amount, but hey. Slightly more than a cable an hour. How long have we been streaming for now? What are we on? What are we on, boys? 2 hours 40. So yeah. What is it, like 45 minutes a cable? So probably not the best, but I think the banter has been good. I think the ideas have been good. I also really appreciate that 2 of you decided to join at Custodes tier. Because that means come the end of the month, the funds from YouTube can be pumped right back into this project. So I appreciate that. Also, it means that all the streams that we run in the future, because it's quite a regular thing now, all you guys will come up with nice green names. Again, showing YouTube that this isn't the most boring and awful thing you could watch. Titan Scorpio, I meant the cables. Yeah, I think you're a little bit more ambitious than me, Titan Scorpio, in that department. I'd say 4 was pretty awful for the time we have spent down here working. Not much working has been happening. The Gloom Creature. Necromunda has a crazy amount of rules, but at the same time it is very down to earth, so just put yourself in the shoes of the characters and there is probably a rule for what you want to do. Yeah, I mean, I hear positive things about Necromunda as a game. You know, I know that it's got like a community that are really, really into just like specifically Necromunda. And, you know, I love looking at the terrain that people make for Necromunda. I know I've said it before, but that is one of my sort of favourite pastimes when I do get, let's call it screen time. I absolutely love it. It just kind of inspires me. But the dangerous thing is it also makes me want to start new things. And I know I have, really, because, again, off camera, we have my sort of Ash Wastes little build thing that I've done. I was certainly inspired to start that through people's work that I'd seen online. But yeah, I kind of have to keep it in check, I suppose. It's only a small build that I made, and it didn't take too long because I used some dirty down rust, I've used pigments on it, I've used some transfers and lots of weathering effects too, so sponging browns and chip marks and everything onto everything. It's an easier way of working on comparison to this throne build because I can be a little more it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, things can be weathered and worn and grimy, so it enables me to work a little bit quicker. Maybe one of the reasons I'm kind of drawn into it. Tiny Lord, yes, I'll need to catch more live streams now to flex the name. Exactly that, Tiny Lord. And the thing is, it's quite nice because there's getting to be like a few of you now. So we're getting to a stage where people who do join, I start to see more green names. And yeah, like it kind of just helps push the stream out there, it helps push the build out there, and helps us progress, really. Big Brain, you will get a big payout of like £6. But Big Brain, the point is, it all adds up. The more members, the more I can put into this, basically. So yeah, you know, no matter how big or small it is, at the end of the month, when it's all added up, it's all another pot of paint that I can get, or I would say brushes, but I have some Artis Opus brushes which were sent to me. I will disclose that I do have a affiliate link with these guys, but I was using them before I had an affiliate link, so I will still vouch for the quality of the brushes. But yeah, I don't need any brushes anytime soon, but paints and stuff, especially gold, as you guys know, I go through gold a lot. I'm going through a lot of Chaos Black, it's not Chaos Black, Abaddon Black. I'm going through a lot of Lead Belcher. So, you know, essentially memberships help me get the paint I need, helps with the little things, and it's just appreciated. Half a mini's worth of funds. Well, Tiny Lord, as I say, it all counts, it's all appreciated, and you guys get to leave your mark on the build by having the custody named after you. And in Big Brain's case, having a custody with an Eldar name, and having a custody without a plume because it smashed onto the floor. So yeah, you're also leaving your mark as well as supporting the project. Tiny Lord, who could guess you get through a lot of gold? I know, right? It's only been like 20 cans. A mixture of Colourforge and Citadel. Even though exclusively, like I've said on a previous stream, exclusively now it is Colourforge because it's cheaper and it's exactly the same colour. They've also tempted me because they have like a new range coming out and they have some Horus Heresy specific colours. So there's some like Sons of Horus kind of greens, and I am thinking when they are released of getting the darker coat and the lighter coat to kind of zenithal them with, just so I can bash out my Saturnine box set, which is still like 85% incomplete. The last time I assembled some of them was on the streams a year ago, you know, and I got like I think it was 5 to 8 of them I got done, and then worked on the project again. But I would like to get them finished, you know, but I'm thinking if I just get like a kind of zenithal highlight on them and some transfers and the base is done, I can call them done and not spend too much time on them. Have you said that I can get you to put an Eldar on diorama if I make one? Big Brain, I don't know about that. Maybe, I'll tell you what we could do. We could come to an agreement here, Big Brain. This diorama is going to have a few Easter eggs. So what we could have is, if you want to build a Harlequin, I need a Harlequin. I know that might not be the type of Eldar faction you have, but I need a Harlequin. Or we could do with something, I don't know, maybe like a ranger type character, possibly, to tuck away somewhere. Or someone mysterious looking, I think. That could do. But yeah, you know, I'm always open for contributions and Easter eggs and stuff. Especially little ones, because we will get to a stage where there'll be like 10 Easter eggs, and they'll probably be easy to spot too. So we'll probably have to call it at that. But yeah, and as I said, if you ever have like a suggestion for a miniature that you want to send, just drop me messages on Instagram is where I reply to everyone, or I try to. So there is the best place, and you can also send me pictures and stuff there. Even though I think Frag Eye speaks to me via Reddit. So if you use Reddit, you can also use that too. But yeah, you know, I'm always game. I just have to get my hands on the few Easter eggs that I want to build and paint. So the Alpha Legion guy, I want to get the specifically the guy with the sniper rifle, and then just painting some of the Nurglings that I've got. I've got like 20 little Nurglings, and they've all got different poses and stuff. Specifically from the it's not Heroes of the Imperium, but it's like the Space Marine Heroes box sets, because they've done a cool Chaos Plague Marine one, and they each came with a sort of unique Nurgling, and I saved up all the Nurglings, and I'm going to use them on the board. Big Brain, I can do my best on a Shadow Seer. I'm trying to refresh my mind as to which one is the Shadow Seer. Let me just have a little look, Big Brain, because it might work. It might work indeed. Let's see. Let's get my face out of the way. Shadow Seer. Yeah, Shadow Seer. That would work well, actually, Big Brain. If you want to try something like that, by all means. Because a Harlequin on the board would look good. Be a cool little Easter egg to have. Ah, Chris, welcome back. Eldar Heresy. Well, since you have gone, Chris, we have 2 new Custody tiers named. Well, actually, Tiny Lord still needs to come up with a name for his Custody, and he still needs to choose it. Big Brain made things really easy because he went for the Custody that he... well, I'm blaming him. That he made me drop out of my hands. And he's decided to keep him without a plume. So Big Brain will know what his Custody is because it'll be the only one without a plume. Frag Eye, yes, I'm the annoying Redditor. You're not annoying, Frag Eye. You just have to be patient with me because sometimes I'm really bad at getting back to messages, and it's not because I don't care. It's just because I get distracted. Tiny Lord, I'll probably have a spare Watcher in the Dark lying around. A Watcher in the Dark. God, you know it's not coming to me this evening, is it? Let's have a look. Watcher. Dark. Oh, the thing is, I don't know if you've seen. Oh, right. Unless that's what you're on about, Tiny Lord. Is on my first diorama I had a Watcher in the Dark, and I put him on the diorama, and lots of people said like, well, why have you got him on there? Because lore-wise he shouldn't be anywhere near the Golden Throne Room, and he's not really affiliated with well, he is affiliated with the Imperium, but Dark Angels. People are like, why is he there? And I was like, well, he looked cool, and I painted him red and gold just to make him a little throne room creature. But, yes, basically, I don't think I'm going to put a Watcher in this throne room. I think lore-wise, it just does stick out. And I know I can try and explain away that maybe it's not a Watcher. Maybe it's just some other little weirdo. But it's still going to look like a Watcher, isn't it? So, new. Frag Eye. Oh, that's fine by me. Awesome. Well, as long as you get that it's not just me being a knob, basically. I do reply. I just get distracted. Tiny Lord, thank you. Is that thank you because I got the reference, or is is that something else? Yeah, I'm trying to sort of brainstorm as well when it comes to like creatures and stuff to put in the throne room. So from the top of my head, I know that we're gonna have like cherubs and stuff. We're going to have cherubs, we're going to have the servitors, we're going to have tech priests, what other ones have we got? So basically, if you guys can think of any other characters, like not specifically named characters, but like little miniatures that I could put in that would work well, feel free to let me know. Because I kind of forget what else the range has with 40k, and it can be old models as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be new plastic models. Because some of the miniatures that are going to feature in this build aren't all new plastic up-to-date models. I've got quite a few metal servitors, so I'll have to be careful handling them because they tend to chip pretty easy. But if you can think of any other... I know Servo Skulls, actually. Titan Scorpio's just brought this up again. But Servo Skulls, we are going to do a few of them. You might find this a little bit interesting, actually, Titan Scorpio, is one of the plans in terms of Servo Skulls is Games Workshop do a Battlefield trophies box. And in this box, they've got quite a few downed Servo Skulls. And what I'm thinking of doing is kind of resurrecting them. So we'll use some green stuff, and some other little cables and sort of bring them back to life. And then we'll have them floating around the throne room. Yeah, I think they're kind of one of the things that I'm looking forward to as well, because I really think they're going to add a lot of character and because they're so small, I think I can put quite a few in and them not overpower the diorama. Whereas obviously with the custodies and stuff, the reason I've put a limitation on it is because they're quite big, bulky miniatures, and if we just fill up the diorama completely with them, it's not going to look so good. So I think, you know, we've gone with about 100 for the custodies. Big Brain, do you want the mini on a base? It's always beneficial for me, because when it comes to painting, it's always good to have it on a base, because, you know, obviously don't get my sticky fingers on it. But what I would suggest is either you glue it with a tiny bit of super glue, or you just send it without the base, and I can lightly attach it to a base and do what needs to be done, and then deattach it. Tiny Lord, it's been ages since I looked at the old diorama, but since they're always popping around the rock, I wouldn't be shocked to see one poking around now that the lion is back and seemingly talking to. Well, I think we still need to get there, don't we? The lion hasn't met the Emperor yet, but I know what you're saying. I know that we're going to get to that stage. And I suppose it's not too beyond the realm of possibility. But I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like in my mind it might stick out a little bit too much. Or maybe not stick out too much, but I feel like there is always the odd person who's like, why is that there? Why is that there? And they start questioning it a bit too much. Obviously, most of the time that doesn't happen. There's only been a few actually guys, but most people are like, yeah, it's, you know, it's cool. Obviously, I have taken some liberties. Not everything is 100% lore accurate, but you've got to have some fun with it, haven't you? Chris, 30k or 40k, in reference to the throne room, we're kind of going for in between, I suppose. I've sort of mentioned before that the way I see this project is a few thousand years after the heresy has occurred, so long enough that things are starting to deteriorate. You know, Primarchs are starting to go missing, and everything's starting to fall a bit into ruin. Religious dogma is taking hold. The ecclesiarchy is pushing everyone around. So yeah, kind of maybe Age of Apostasy sort of vibe for the throne room. But also my Emperor isn't completely corpseified yet. He's kind of shriveling up. So yeah, I like to imagine it as a few thousand years into the Emperor being interred on the Golden Throne. Yeah. Also, sort of regressing slightly, I feel like if I was going to do a Golden Throne that was 30k related, I feel like it would be more, everything would look a bit better, like everything would be a bit better kept. So I would probably not go for as grimy a floor, less chips on it. I would make it look like it was better maintained, basically. Ooh, you have the same idea. Same idea I did. Great source of skulls. I see. Titan Scorpio for the servo skulls. Yes. Well, I'm not surprised that I'm the only one to think of that. To be fair, because they do look quite cool. I haven't been fortunate enough to look at them up close yet. I've only seen the images that they put online, but I figure that, you know, we can kind of make them work. And even if they don't look perfect, you know, it's grimdark, isn't it? They don't have to be perfect. Jaws can be hanging off. As long as they're flying and whizzing around the throne room, that's all that really matters. Whether they function or not, and whether their eyeball scanners work. Chris, tarot cards and a heap of ashes for Malcador. Oh, we actually had that, Chris. We had a good laugh on Friday. There was a few suggestions to have a pile of ash by the Golden Throne. Maybe have it roped off behind some red rope, and that's Malcador, because no one has sweeped him into a dustpan and taken him to the bin yet. Is that too soon to joke about that? Titan Scorpio, do you have any plans to make some Lucifer Black Guardsmen for the throne room? Again, another good question. I was asked that before. You might have been the person to do it. And I would like to have, I would like to have a lot of sort of human elements. So again, I know that kind of relates to serfs, servitors and stuff. Definitely would like to have some kind of guard there. I just would need to come up with a way to embody them, basically. You know, because obviously there's no official model for Lucifer Blacks, but I would have to come up with a way of depicting them, and in my head I'm not sure how I would do that. So maybe when I can conjure up a good idea... Oh, one sec, my phone's gone off. Maybe if I can conjure up a good idea, I will go with it. So maybe if I can use some like heresy, Astra Militarum stuff. Oh, it's not called Astra Militarum, is it? For heresy. They are called... what are they called for heresy now? But yeah, use some... basically mix some 30k kits with 40k kits. And come up with something cool. I will do that. But yeah, so essentially, I know I'm not giving you a very straight answer with that. I would like to say yes. I would like to do that. I just need to find the right way to do that. Sorry guys, looking at my phone here. Read the 3E book first, lol. Yeah, well, I do. I'm quite bad, as I said, with the books. I do need to catch up and polish up on my lore. I'm probably behind a lot of people in lore. But hey, I will catch up. Don't touch the holy Malcador dust. Well, you are a green name, Big Brain, so I guess I can't touch them now. I'll just have to leave it. I did think, and you guys might enjoy this, but if I get a little bit of clear perspex or film, I could make a little pile of ash with pigment, and I could just kind of put it on the throne, or not put it on the throne, but put it next to the throne, and and have Malcador feature. Solar Auxilia, thank you, Gloom. I don't know why I was struggling with that. I know deep down that's what they're called. But again, when I'm on stream, sometimes my brain decides it's not going to work. And then I just end up kind of like stuttering and forgetting what I'm going to say. Let's see, too soon to joke about Malcador. I mean, you're not 28,000 years early to the joke. He's not even born yet. Well, yeah, but, it's a big loss, isn't it, for the Imperium? He tried his best. And it just didn't happen. For a mortal, he lasted a while. Tiny Lord, a little pile of ash would be pretty hilarious. I think we should do it. And I don't think it would be a difficult Easter egg to make, because as I said, we could just use some film and maybe some pigment and, fix it in place. And then we can take it off the diorama and put it back whenever we want. Whenever we want a good old laugh at Malcador's expense. Dobrotev, if you can find some old lead arbites, they would be good for Lucifers. Yeah, they could be. I think they're a bit fat around the feet and hands. But since you brought that up, I could use some of the plastic kits and bash them together with some guard miniatures and maybe some Solar Auxilia. Big Brain, I guess I paid for my ad block use for the next decade. You did. Well, Big Brain, the support, becoming a member, it's great, it's appreciated. It has an effect on the project, because I've said this before, but without Patreon and only fairly recently, I guess, making a little bit of income from YouTube, have I been able to get the project to this stage. Because it just enables me to get all the stuff I need, basically. If I need a specific piece from eBay, if I've got an idea for something, it enables me to kind of try it, basically, get the piece I need, and so it's all really appreciated. Jokes aside, at the end of the day, it's welcomed and appreciated. Gloom Creature. In this household, Malcador is a hero. He is still a hero, but we're allowed to joke. We like to have fun here. Tiny Lord, a very, very well-cooked hero. Yes, yes. How do you like your steak? How do you like your Malcador? Alright, guys. So, I need to call the stream to an end. Basically, I have to be up very early tomorrow because it is a Sunday. Which means it's Monday tomorrow, and it's going to be roasting. So, not looking forward to it. But I will certainly sort out some more streams for the near future. It's been awesome hanging around with you guys. It definitely hasn't been the most productive stream for me, since I've only made about four green stuff cables. But it's been cool to hang out. Again, I really appreciate the members who have joined. We will get some custodies sorted out. We will get some custodies named and sorted out. Yeah, I'll put up on YouTube soon when I'm going to do another stream. I will also put up on Instagram. If you want to join our green names, feel free to join the channel. Other than that, you know, I really appreciate you guys' company this evening. Let me just check out these last comments here. Frag Eye, have a great night all. I second that. I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope you guys have an easy work week as well. We'll do another one of these so we can all hang out again soon. Big Brain, Unemployed Life, lucky for some when you're studying. Chris, damn, I cannot spoil the books, but you have gone surprised how detailed it will become. I'm sure I will, Chris, and I am looking forward to catching up. Frag Eye, 4 cables are good enough. I don't agree with you, Frag Eye, I'm afraid. Big Brain, great night. Thank you again, Big Brain. Tiny Lord, it's been a good stream. Hopefully I'll be there. Hopefully I'll be free for the next one. I hope so too. It's always good to have you guys pop up. Oh my god, Jock pops up at the end. Unbelievable. Chris, thanks for coming back. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. It's good to have you as a mod again. Gloom Creature, have a good rest. I second that. Jock, sorry mate, was at the restaurant with the wife. Hope the stream was good. Gonna see it tomorrow. You'll hear your name pop up at least once, I think, Jock. And that is absolutely okay. It's, you know, I understand for you guys who tune in regularly. I know you've all got, you know, other things to be doing, and you're not going to be here all the time. I hope your meal was nice, Jock. I hope you had a good time with the wife. Martin Lauritsen, really good work. Enjoying following your work. Thank you, Martin Lauritsen. Thank you for jumping on the stream. I don't know whether you just caught us at the end here, but I really appreciate you tuning in. Chris, have a good time. All be safe. Don't forget to hit the like. I second that. Thank you all very much. The likes help. Frag Eye. Hey Jock, nice to see that you're here. Alright guys, on that note, really appreciate you guys coming along. It's always awesome to hang out with you guys, and I very much look forward to seeing you later in the week, where hopefully we'll get more done. Alright then guys, see you soon. Thank you again. Bye-bye.